Why was it really funny that I wake up, it's like 12:03 or something. I go check everyone in a VC. I see a black screen and everyone's like, "Oh, the video's done already." I was like, "Oh, oops. Well, all right, bet. Goodbye." So I don't have any context on this other than the thumbnail. Hi, Hana. So I have no context on what this is other than the thumbnail of freaking. I can probably tell who it's gonna be about, but um, you know, fuck this guy. I honestly don't know. I don't know why I've been sleeping a lot today. I knew I like. I mean, I have a guess. Is that I didn't sleep last night into like the morning. Like I came back home at like 11 something, and I went to bed at like 12:20 just to take a nap, and it lasted me like 5 hours. It's like, all right, after that I'm up, you know. And I had like, I think, some vague allusion to dinner before just wanting to nap again at like 8 o'clock maybe, and then I stayed napping for like 4 hours. Hi, Scout. Um, so based off the thumbnail, it may be about Smash Card. This could be true. This really could be true. You've been low energy today. Um, I think internally, yeah, right. But I don't know. Like that's the thing. It was funny. I was like this morning. The thing I needed to like stay up for, right, was I needed to go to campus and talk to my advisor about classes, right? But on the drive, I was listening to like another friend's stream, and during that stream, they were like having people like come on to do karaoke, and I had already gotten my turn like right before I started driving, so I was just kind of like already in that mood for like the 40-minute drive to campus. Did my thing on campus, and then still listened to the stream on the way back, still in like a peppy mood. And then like once like I got home, not even like 10 minutes, like the energy just started to like plummet. Like I did like a little thing. I did a couple things in Sky, and that was it. It was like, I think after that I was like, all right, I'm going to bed, and then like 5 hours later I'm just waking up from a nap. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Yeah, vague allusion to dinner is how to keep my physique. Anyway, during this second nap, apparently Summoning Salt has uploaded a video. All right. So no, I didn't plan it. No matter what you say, Hana. Um, and then I've said before, totally fresh. Honestly, like we'll see how this goes. I think, you know, I'm gonna do the reactor thing of pausing every like 30 seconds to be like, interesting. That detail's wrong. Or something. Like, I can't say too much because I think I mean, as a lot of us we were kind of on the outside um, when Jonas versus Joseph happened, and then it kind of really became stronger over like the next like few months to a year after that, right? So we'll see how it goes. Let's that. I have my other monitor up. All right. The tournament that changed Tetris forever. And again, I have seen the previous Summoning Salt video about Tetris 2, I think as many have. It was funny. We were watching it in a nearly empty parking lot with AP. So this is going to be good. Frank Westphal does not win the Tetris World Championship? That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Oh wait, I don't have YouTube chat open. Hold on. I want to see what Scout is saying over there. Freak, bro. Freak. All right. Once I have that, once I have this chat open, I'll be good. Yes. They are. Okay, that's. Why did I auto translate? I love how yo, what's up, Mari? What? Yeah. I love how yo, what's up, Mari translates to they are what's up, husband. And I don't know why. Why is that auto translated on YouTube? Why can't I turn that off? That's gonna be weird. Alright. Starting the video.
This video contains flashing lights that
Tell me
may
if y'all
affect
can hear
viewers
that.
with
If y'all can, let me know.
epilepsy.
The great handshake between these two competitors.
It's the 8th annual Classic Tetris World Championship. The best NES Tetris players in the world
Starting with
all gathered
2017.
in one place.
Alright.
And the finals are about to begin. On one side is Alex Kerr, going for his first ever title. On the other side
can see, yes.
is 6-time champion Jonas Neubauer, going for win number 7.
Nope, that's
The
Harry
world
Hong.
is watching to see if this is finally the time Jonas gets dethroned.
Oh yeah. This is Tetris playing. We are playing Tetris in this video.
Alex is playing a little high.
Oh no!
That was a misdrop.
Oh,
Fatal
no.
misdrop by Alex.
There
Boom.
it is. Jonas is your
Oh,
champion.
okay.
2017 champion.
He did it again. Jonas Neubauer, now a 7-time world
Wait,
champion.
did bro just did Alex just early top this?
Jonas!
Oh my god,
That
this
was a
guy.
misdrop. Fatal misdrop by Alex.
There
Boom.
it is. Jonas.
Why did
No!
That was a misdrop. Fatal misdrop by Alex.
There
Boom.
it is. Jonas is your champion. 2017 champion.
Oh, it's a different
He
thing.
did it again. Jonas Neubauer, now a 7-time world
Alex,
champion.
why did you do that?
Year
bro?
after year,
Why did bro
the
do
best players on Earth tried to take him down, and they couldn't do it. But that was 2017. The subject of this video is the following year, the 2018 Classic Tetris World Championship. This event will later go down as the greatest tournament in Tetris history. Jonas was going for his 8th world title, and the rest of the community was determined that this time, there had to be a different ending.
Okay.
And now a word from this video's sponsor.
But what do you call it? Why did I mean, I know why he started with 2017 there. It didn't feel, I don't know. What do you call it? Kind of, maybe I just didn't take that moment as seriously. I was like just looking at that montage, like, ooh, they're playing Tetris. Look at them go. Like, what if I wanted to learn about boot dev? You know what? You go fuck yourself.
To fully appreciate the classic Tetris World Championship, we first need to understand what it's like to play Tetris at a high level. When you drop pieces,
Stressful.
you can clear 1, 2, 3, or 4 lines at once. 4-line clears, or Tetrises, are by far the most valuable. So, Tetris players build a well on the right side of the screen.
So that when you get a eyepiece, and the eyepiece is the only piece that will let you achieve this,
Right,
it can go
Fractal!
into the empty column and clear 4 lines at once.
You always want to be set up for a Tetris, but you never know how long it's going to be until you get the line piece, so sometimes you have to take strategic gambles of when to burn lines.
Nice
The whole game revolves around getting these 4-line Tetrises with the long bar. When you can't, it's called burning lines, which is inefficient. Another thing, the higher the level you're on, the more points you get, and the faster the pieces fall. In competitive Tetris, players usually start on level 18, a level where they can still play efficiently while racking up a lot of points. After 130 lines of this,
I believe it's like the most efficient level that isn't like 19, right? Oh my god, is that a math whiz raid? Thank you for the raid party of 22. Hope you're all doing well. We are just getting started with the new Summoning Salt video that just dropped around 3 to 4 hours ago. If you do not want any spoilers, I recommend you click away now. And if someone wants to pin the link to the video in chat, I know Hana's watching, so I know you can do your bullshit. But we're about like 4 minutes in to this video, kind of explaining the big boy tournament that got everyone involved like 8 years ago.
the game transitions to level 19, where the pieces fall even faster.
Becoming able to play level 19
Whoa.
is kind of a big hurdle and is essential for competitive play.
You pretty much have to commit to where your next piece
It is 19 levels 19 through 28 are about is 1.5 times faster than level 18. On level 18, a piece drops every row. Drops a row every 3 frames or so in a 60 frames per second game. When level 19 hits, a piece will drop a row every 2 frames. So that's just a little faster, slightly bit faster.
is going before you even start dropping it, because you're going to need the entire length of the board in order to get it there.
The game now transitions to the next level every 10 lines cleared, but the speed doesn't increase at all from levels 20 through 28. It's the same level 19 speed. Finally, level 29 is the next transition, and it's known as the kill screen.
There's no time to react.
this
There's
rolling?
no time to
Or is that just
really
good
move the
gas?
pieces left and right, and the pieces just kind of pile up immediately, and you're dead.
It's pretty much the end
But what
of
about
the game.
rolling?
So, there's 3 phases to a Tetris game. Level 18 speed for 130 lines, then level 19 speed for 100 lines, and finally the kill screen on level 29, where it's game over. You want to rack up as many points as possible before the kill screen kicks in. And when you're in a head-to-head match, there's often no margin for error. Every instinct has to be correct, or things can spiral in a hurry. And so, we arrive at the topic of this video, the 2018
Low-key
Classic Tetris
misdrop from
World
Alex.
Championship.
GG's.
This was the 9th annual tournament, held every year since 2010 from the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. It was always a competitive event, with world-class Tetris players going head-to-head. But in most people's minds, there were 3 real favorites to win this year, along with one
I
dark
see that
horse
bald
candidate.
fucking head.
The first
I
player,
already know.
The heavy favorite was the best Tetris player on Earth, Jonas Neubauer.
Jonas
Dylan
Neubauer,
bass.
man, that guy, absolute legend.
Jonas always wins. He is the strongest.
Of the 8 previous tournaments, Jonas had reached the finals every single year. His record in those finals was 7-0.
I know what they're doing. I know.
Jonas' only loss came in 2014 to
I know
longtime
what they're
rivals
setting
Hong
up.
Kong. But in
There you go.
2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2015,
I thought he said he won
2016,
every time,
and
my bad.
2017, Jonas won the tournament,
Did I turn on
often
caps?
in dominant fashion. What about Jonas made him so good?
Jonas was incredibly good at this tournament because he realized the psychology of playing competitive matches like this was different than the way most people played at home.
The thing that made him so good was his consistency. If you're playing Jonas Neubauer, you have to force him to go all the way.
In competition, you want every game to work out, so there's a lot of strategies you have to do differently. And so what Jonas did better than everybody else was that he just simply didn't die.
His playstyle was perfectly suited for competition.
Which is really hard, by the way. Like, they're gonna talk about it soon, I bet. But especially with Das, if you're like not careful on 19, like one wrong move can literally spell disaster. Like when you're like maybe not even like 8 rows high up the board. Like if you have a weird shift, like that'll like somewhere up in row 10, like that could kill your game. Like if you don't know how to get out of it, right? Now I think as us players later on in DAS, you knew how to really like took care of that, right? Like we've managed to kind of like figure out, okay, what were like the best, more not about safer moves, but more flexible options, right? Like if you didn't do this way, or we also knew how to use quick tops better, I think, right? Because that was more like a thing that not many people knew how to do, and then like as the community like knew about how to do techniques like that, like it's not like a perfect get out of jail free card, but it's one of the many techniques that can help salvage a game, especially nowadays. Today's DAS tournaments are so good. They are so wonderful, but that wasn't necessarily the case back then, when not really a lot of people knew how to play like that.
Others could outpace Jonas, but nobody could outlast him. It was a playstyle that had made him the 7-time world champion. Jonas had the respect of the entire community. Everyone loved him, but they also wanted to be the one to take him down. He was the heavy favorite to win this tournament, but he had competition. Another candidate to win was his rival, Harry Hong.
There it is.
Harry was the
There he
only
is.
person to have defeated
Look at that
Jonas
shiny
at
head,
a
bro.
world championship. He did it just once, but in 2014, Harry went toe-to-toe with Jonas and took him down 3-1 in the finals. Yet, he was a very different player from Jonas.
If Jonas was, very consistent and methodical with the way that he played, Harry Hong was almost the exact opposite.
Harry often tried to play quickly,
Man,
unafraid
Sharky,
of
man.
building high to get Tetrises. He had an immense talent for the game, and had an impressive resume. The only player to beat Jonas, plus a number of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place finishes. Historically, he was considered the 2nd best player.
Do you think, Chad, what do you think? Is like a lot of the current DAS scene, is it more of Harry style, or is it kind of like a combination of both? Like, you play like people know how to get aggressive, but people know how to like stay like safer, but like higher up. I feel like or people. I want to believe like people now play like a more aggressive version of how Jonas played, because that's just how people need to like keep up with each other now. But it's still definitely like there's not too much of the slower methodical play that Jonas had, because no one pushed Jonas that much, other than like crumbling under their own weight kind of thing.
Always a threat to win, and a player to look out for. There was one more favorite to win CTWC 2018, a player named Corion. Corion was interesting because
dude, Loki, I thought this silhouette, I thought there was like a big beard, and I was like, I don't know who this is. I don't know who had like like, I don't know who has this Gabe and Awe like beard talking about it. It's like, oh, there isn't a beard. It's
a
just
player named Corion. Corion was interesting because he was
I don't know
one
what
of the
that says
only
about me,
high-level
bro.
players who used a technique called hyper tapping. When most play NES Tetris, they move the piece side to side by just holding down the D-pad. This causes the piece to move 10 times per second, and it's called the delayed auto shift, or DAS. But Corion grew up playing versions of Tetris without the DAS mechanic, so he learned to repeatedly
They had
press the
DAS mechanics,
D-pad to
but they
move
were
pieces left
shitty
and right.
DAS mechanics.
Hyper-tapping. If you can hyper-tap around 12 presses
Frick
per second
Game
or
Boy,
faster,
bro. That
then
shit
you
is
can
uncomfortable.
automatically move pieces faster than what's possible with DAS, giving you a distinct advantage. But hyper-tapping also has its drawbacks.
Some of the challenges that happen with hyper tapping is sometimes it's hard to get that speed consistent. So sometimes
they
there would
got
be
the
weird
Alex
misdrops or
curve.
problems that could potentially halt a run that could have had a higher score.
It's hard to consistently
Talbot.
press the D-pad that fast. Corion was considered the world's best hyper tapper and held the high score world record.
I can't
Yet,
tap.
despite his skills,
Like, I never had a good, like, tapping grip. I never found a good one. Also, like, my coordination, like, to tap the D-pad, but, and also rotate the D, what do you call it, the rotation buttons. Like, I was okay. If I really put my mind to it, I can probably get, like, a good, like, 500k, 600k out of it, right? But it's not the most enjoyable experience in my opinion. Again, because like I have to like strain my hand in order to like, you know, like I can't do it more than like probably 12 hertz, which I think that's a lot of people actually. A lot of people don't really get faster than like 12 to 13 hertz, and that can't like, you know, it took a little faster than that. So like for like some situations, it's like you have like a bit more leeway, right? For one, you don't have to charge DAS, right? Because a lot of times you have to charge DAS in order to get pieces moving instantly from when they spawn. So that's one advantage. But it's still like just a tinier bit faster than DAS, and for this video, yeah, that's like that. Even that's enough, right? But I don't know. It doesn't hurt to tap, but it's definitely like more work. Hello, Claudio. Yeah, we are watching the new Summoning Salt video that just dropped a couple hours ago. You know, and I feel like it's a little fit to watch along and, you know, give my comments on it. It's doing really nice so far, you know. It's flowing really nicely, you know. I mean, it's still only like 9 minutes in, but any like additional information that I'm like currently saying right now, it's mostly supplemental, but like the main points are like being said, because there's, you know, it's not too much that like changes what Salt is kind of like addressing here, right? Like there is like, you know, here is kind of what the big stakes are at this tournament, or he's really kind of about to get that so far, right? You have like that Titan of Jonas, and then, you know, these other guys. Let me pin the link in chat so people can watch it on their own. All right, yeah, that works. Okay.
he'd struggled at past events, with disappointing exits in 2016 and 2017. But he had a...
And it was brutal too, because like these tournaments were not like best of 5 like now. Like if you saw there at the bottom, it was like 2 games. Like if you lose those 2 games, you're out, right? And that is really brutal, especially when like during these times, like they weren't Until like right before 2018, right? I want to believe like 2016 or 17 is when they actually started to implement same piece sets. So whenever like best of 3 games are a thing in like these kind of upper brackets, like if you get like a bar timing that's like pretty bad, your other opponent probably has a more normal bar timing, by chance, and will probably like take advantage of that. And the less chances you have of trying to have like a good game against your opponent, it's like GG's, man. So whenever like Corian gets out like that, it's like, man, it's tough. It's rough. I know how tough it was back then.
Big chance for redemption in 2018. And just a few weeks earlier, he actually beat Jonas 3-2 in an exhibition match.
And this was basically
W-Asia
of.
match.
Like, Jonas had played dozens of professional matches over the years, probably like a 97-98% win rate. And then Corian suddenly beats him in an exhibition match. It's like, oh my gosh, this is the first year that Jonas looks like he has serious competition on who's going to win the tournament.
So those were the 3 favorites.
Man, like, I hope we get to do more kind of these like exhibition like things, right? I don't know if we're gonna have, I don't know if we have the budget for that, but like some part of me is like, what if we didn't like have to have like a whole regional to like promote the thing, right? We can have more of like an exhibition match, but I know at least for the US, a lot of people are just kind of around in general, so it kind of turns out to be a full-on tournament versus like an exhibition match like that. Like it was really like two of like the biggest players around to do that. It was in Beijing, right? Was it Beijing? Someone can correct me, right?
To win. But there was also a dark horse candidate, a player known simply as Green Tea. Green Tea was a total unknown to most competitors. He was from Japan and originally a Tetris the Grandmaster player who recently started playing NES Tetris. The rest of the
no. Hey yo, hey, we got Oh god, we got Broden. His name's on the freaking screen. Yes, we got Broden appearance on it looks like this year, right? This was this year's thing, or yeah, this was this year's because they look at the pods in the back. Oh my god.
Tetris the Grandmaster player who recently started playing NES Tetris. The rest of the community was introduced to him when they saw him playing matches against Corian, and actually managing to win a number of them.
I also won several monthly online tournaments, so yeah, it felt like a very good idea to go to the CTWC 2018. Yeah, there's a chance I could win, or more likely I could lose anytime in the bracket. Yeah, so that's
This is really cool that they got Green Tea to also interview for this. Like, man, this is awesome.
my expectation.
His DAS playstyle, so smooth and pretty. It's pretty to watch him play.
People just didn't know what to expect from Green Tea.
Is that Moiru? Is that Moiru over on YouTube? It happened in Poland? What happened in Poland? I'm scared.
He could go out early, he could potentially win the whole thing. But they knew he was good. Good enough to stack up against the top 3? That was up in the air. Beyond these 4 players, there were many more who had aspirations of winning, some of whom had made it deep before and had a legit chance.
Jeff!
But most eyes were on Jonas, Harry, Corian, and Green Tea. And with that, on October 20th, 2018, the Classic Tetris World Championship got underway.
It is the 2018 Classic Tetris World
I know why
Championships. Are we excited to be here?
I know
or
why
what?
he's holding back.
Up first was the qualifiers, used to determine
look at Scout, bro. Look at good old Scout there.
The seeding later on. Each player has 1 hour to sit down and get
Was that
the highest
28?
score they can.
No, that wasn't
and
2018.
top-level players usually have
Was that
one
2018?
particular score.
Oh my
in
god.
mind.
The score that you're aiming for is the max outs, which is 1 million points. It is the highest that game will be able to physically show on the screen. And if you get that, you're effectively a god.
The exhibition match, I saw it live. That Jonas versus Corion? That was not in Europe. that was not in Europe, bro.
The top level players like your Jonas Neubauers, your Corions, they're capable of getting max outs or 1 million points regularly at home. But to do that in, you know, a live setting when it's not your familiar setup, that is definitely one of the first challenges of CTWC, is trying to get that high score.
After an hour, everyone's top scores are sorted. Max out players at the top, then from highest to lowest. And in 2018,
Hong
qualifiers
Kong.
mostly went as expected. Over the course of their hour, the top 3 contenders, Jonas, Harry, and Corion, all led the pack with 2 max outs each. However,
Still really impressive, man. I don't know if I'll ever get like a DAS max out live in quals. Like I would have to be on that grind, like purely on DAS for like a long time.
the wildcard Green Tea also got 2 max outs. He looked just as good as advertised, and this was a sign that he might indeed have a chance at going deep in this tournament. In addition to the double max out players, 3 players each got 1 max out. Josh Tolles, Svavar, and Joseph Saley. That made it a total of 7 max outs. The previous record for a tournament? Only 1 max out. Of these, the most notable was Joseph, because during his max out, he made it to the kill screen and then did this.
Will he get level 30? Keep an eye on that, folks. 3 more lines. 1 more line, level 30! The first live level 30 of all time. Excellent. Big round of applause. First level 30 live of all time.
This is Joseph Saley, the Tetris prodigy. While almost everyone here is in their 30s or older, Joseph is just 16. He got into Tetris from the finals video just a couple years earlier. He was also one of the only hyper tappers at the event, just like Corion. In fact, he could probably hyper tap even faster than Corion. That's what allowed him to survive ever so briefly on the kill screen. Enough to clear level 29 and reach level 30. Something impossible for most DAS players. Yet, despite his talent, there were some warning signs with his game.
The thing was, he was unproven in competition, right? So similar to Harry Hong, who had
he did not have a lot of comp appearances before CTWC 2018, right? Like I can't remember if CTM was around back then. Well, I think it was, but like he didn't appear too much in them until like after CTWC 2018. Or he did have like a CTM match, but he hadn't been like the big, he hadn't been the big guy yet. So
really great scores online. He was the best in the world at going for online PBs that didn't necessarily translate over to competition.
Some felt that if everything aligned for Joseph, he had a chance to go deep in the tournament. But he was considered a tier below the top players. And that's exactly how the qualifiers played out. Just behind the big 4 with 1 max out. But his level 30 couldn't be ignored. Beyond the max out players, many high finishers from past tournaments posted good scores.
Let's see who these are. We got Alex Kerr, got Quaid, Ben Mullen, Jeff, Pete, I can't remember, but Terry Purcell as well. July 2018, then October onwards.
In the 800 and 900,000s. And with the qualifying scores now done, it was time to move on to the second phase of the tournament, the bracket. The top 32 qualifying players
There's
got a spot in
quintuplets
the
in that
bracket.
song.
They were now going to go head-to-head, all the way until a winner was crowned. The first round, the round of 32, Mostly
Dang, look at
featured
these
highly
simple-
ranked players going against
look at
lowly
these
ranked
simple
players to try and
designed,
weed them out.
like,
Would we see any
brackets.
upsets? Everyone alive after qualifiers was a talented Tetris player, but it was a tall order to go against the best of the best. These matches would each be best of 3 games, and notably, to mitigate the effects of luck, players selected the same RNG seed before starting the game. That way, their piece sequence would be identical all the way through, and any long barge routes, for instance, would be the same.
So
the
they
round
did
of
have-
32 began, with most matches
Yeah, they
going
had same
about
piece
as
sets by this
expected.
point.
But one of the more interesting games in the round of 32 was played between Jeff Moore and Frank Westphal. For context,
W. Frank
Jeff made it to the
Westphal.
finals against Jonas just 2 years earlier. Frank had never won a CTWC game before. But in a shocking twist, Frank took game 1 after Jeff hung a piece toward the top of the screen and couldn't recover. One more win and he'd have a massive upset. It all set up game 2, one of the strangest in CTWC history. Frank started with an early Tetris, then misdropped a T-piece on the right. He'd spend the next 4 minutes and over...
Oh my god.
Tetris,
Wait.
then misdropped the T-piece on the right. He'd spend the next...
Why did bro do that? Wait. Hold on. Why did bro... Come on. Why did bro... Why did bro place it here? Why did bro place it there? What? Oh god.
Spend the next 4 minutes and over 100 lines trying to dig out. This was the most consecutive burnt lines ever at a CTWC, and by the time he got out of it, he was...
Dude, what is this pace? What is this pace, bro? Oh my god. Must have thought it cleared. Like, why did he not... Okay, I think... Okay, here's what I'll say. If he wasn't able to, like, plan to, like, move the long bar over to the dependency in column 8, man, oh my god, the bar on, like, column, like, 4, was it? Oh my god. I just don't see the vision bar. Yeah, the vision of burning for like 4 minutes. W fire dogs dick. Oh no.
was over 300k behind Jeff. There was no coming back from this. He topped out in level 20, then ultimately lost the decisive game 3. Frank came close to an amazing upset, but couldn't do it even after being gifted game 1. It shows how hard it is to knock off these top players.
What was that the game to like showcase this? Was that the one? Like were we really good? Like, I guess from my point of view, it's like there was probably like 5 different opportunities to not have that happen, and bro didn't do any of it. Like within like the first 30 seconds of that missed job, there were like probably so many opportunities to dig out of that, and bro didn't. He wanted to shout out in this video. Yeah, nearly 8 years later, he wanted the longest dig ever, so he can get mentioned somewhere in the video later.
All in all, they got the job done in the round of 32. Jonas, Corian, Harry, and Green Tea each went 2-0 in their matches, with most of these games coming comfortably. Next was the round of 16. At this stage in the tournament, most of the weaker players had been eliminated. Between the qualifiers and the round of 32, those who remained had either made it deep in past tournaments, or were favorites to win the whole thing. Yet, once again, Jonas, Corian, and Green Tea took care of business convincingly. Harry's match, however, was a different story.
Harry versus Terry.
It was Harry Hong against Terry Purcell. Terry was a veteran player, best known for his 3rd place finish in the 2014 event. But still, Harry was the pretty heavy favorite to win this match. Harry took game 1, but game 2 was a dogfight. Terry opened up a pretty big advantage, landing Tetris after Tetris, but Harry worked to slowly claw his way back. The game ended up going deep. Both players passed 700,000, but Terry clung on to a small lead. He reached level 26, level 27, then level 28. At 229 lines, Terry had to decide what to do. One more line clear and he'd reach the kill screen, ending the game. But with a lead of not even 6,000 points, taking a triple with the long bar for his last move wasn't ideal. He wanted the
It wasn't ideal, but also if you saw like dude, bro, Harry is so far back in lines. Like that is so let's say 20 lines, right? That's like 5 Tetrises. Like he is boned here, bro. Unless Harry like just tops out like before level like midway through 27, it's kind of cooked.
Harry had to decide what to do. One more line clear and he'd reach the kill screen, ending the game. But with a lead of not even 6,000 points, taking a triple with the long bar for his last move wasn't ideal. He wanted the extra points from a Tetris, so he dropped it to the right. Now, he needed to fill these 4 spots, then get a long bar for the Tetris. He filled one with a T piece, then 2 more with a J piece.
Oh, actually, no,
but
that's
now
yeah.
he needed an L piece or a long bar to fit in here. And it just never came. Terry topped out with just a 2,500 point advantage. This seemed grim, until Terry looked over at Harry's screen and saw him hang a long bar.
Skull.
Hangs up the line.
Skull.
And Terry with the lead. Terry wins by 2,000. You can't get anything over.
Despite all odds, Terry had done just enough to force a game 3.
Skull, bro.
You know what?
Like literally,
In
it was
this
on
game
Harry.
3, he once again opened up a points lead over Harry. But once they hit level 19,
yeah, sure.
Harry's experience took over. He stayed calm and took the lead while Terry got into trouble. He finally topped out in level 26.
Terry way up. That's how you got it.
You missing that 7 left, low key. Would I have even gotten in that position? Probably a couple times, but like I don't know.
Harry had fought hard, but in the end, it was a well-earned victory for Harry.
I think I would have also. I feel like I'd be around like some of these like levels of players if I was like a little bit stronger in DAS. Well, no, I could probably keep up.
The top 4 players had all made it through again. Heading into the quarterfinals, a total of 8 players remained. Up until now, while there had been some entertaining matches, for the most part everything had gone as expected. All the big names were still alive, and it was probable that all 4 would survive the quarterfinals
took out
and reach
Jeff,
the semis.
man.
But in their way were Quaid, Joseph, Josh, and Svavar. 4 very talented players who had survived equally as far.
Svavar.
They each had a tough task ahead, but any of them winning would send a shockwave through the tournament. First up,
that dude.
Corion versus Quaid. Corion, of course, was the hyper tapper, and he'd made the first 2 rounds look easy. He was the favorite to make the finals alongside Jonas. But now he had to go up against Quaid, and Quaid was no slouch. He'd finished in 3rd place last year, ahead of Corion, and 2 years before that, he'd made it to the finals. He had a riskier playstyle, but when it worked, he could take out anybody in the world. In Game 1, the players traded Tetrises back and forth, each racking up a lot of points. But later on, Corion's hyper-tapping came into play. He got droughted at the transition to level 19, yet stayed alive with quick movement. And thanks to his consistency, he built a big lead on this speed. And when Quaid topped out in level 27, Corion won by almost 200,000 points, a dominant Game 1 victory. In game,
I think like nowadays, like you just kind of expect 800k into 28 or 29, like 850. Like that's like a good like baseline for not just gas, but for just like a lot of good comp games. It's like that's like a good what do you call it? It's not like the most like hard paced thing to do. Like there's a lot of leeway to like get 800k into 29, and if you can like do that consistently, like you'll win a lot of games just by doing that.
2, Quaid played more aggressively to try and keep up, including going for center well Tetrises. But unfortunately, a series of poor decisions limited his overall scoring. At 440,000, he dropped an L piece for a triple and then had to burn a lot of lines, when he could have flipped it and stayed Tetris ready. At 640, when he could have dropped an L piece for a triple and then had to burn a lot of lines.
There wasn't a bar. There's a drought. Like, if there wasn't a big drought, yes, but also that's one of the decisions where it's like you just kind of do it and see, like, and if the bar doesn't come over, it's, you know, fine. Like, you still have the triple opportunity to just move the well back, but you know, yeah, like, it's not, this isn't the most ideal situation to be set up, like, for a bar, like, even without the drought, like, I don't blame Quaid to burn that, because a lot of times, right, people have probably kind of been seeing the boards like this, right? You have that right side well where people use to get the Tetrises, right? With Quaid's center well, especially with this specific center well setup, you have that column 10 spot where it's filled with pieces, and unless you're willing to burn more lines, you need you can't even say either. You basically just need a bar. And like already asking for a bar to set up that right side plus the bar to go into the column 9 well, or having to use either like a T piece on the right side, a J or L piece on that right side, like you're basically forced to keep burning even with this position. So I can't. I'll say, like, I don't know if this is the exact spot. I'll say, be like, yeah, no, you could have like set up like for a bit longer. It's like I'd burn, like I would have just burned anyways. Yeah.
When he could have flipped it and stayed Tetris ready. At 647,000, he could have dropped the square here to become Tetris ready sooner, but instead he dropped it to the left. Although he came.
I'll say that's a better. Yeah, that was a more like that was a better showcase of, yeah, that was probably not a great move, because he had the S piece in the next box, so he could have already set up. I would have done that. I would have done the squared move too. I did think these parts were odd to call out. Okay, yeah. Like, it's not the wildest part. Like, some of these games like that were getting like called out, it was like, I don't know if I'd comment on it, but like these aren't like totally like game ending parts. I think, like, yeah, I think the burning there was like in the first example of Quaid, I'd say that's like again, like that's the thing that, you know, Jonas probably would have also burned out of. That, or probably just not set that up to begin with, like trying not to have that be a thing on his board, right? Like having a consistent like right well, instead of trying to, because like center wells are definitely considered aggressive. Like I don't know if Harry did them as much, but they were definitely like hoping that you get the right pieces to have your setup work out, versus like, again, being more flexible instead of having like these formations that like are very much risky to build out. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't do the 5,000 elo solution of burning out.
Tetris ready sooner, but instead he dropped to keep up with Corian. He topped out at a strong 853,000, but it was behind Corian's amazing 914,000 score. Corian's score was the second highest in tournament history, while Quaid's losing score was also up there. This followed the trend from earlier games. Scores this year were just at a different level. What would have won easily in past tournaments now wasn't enough. Next was Green Tea vs Josh Tolles.
These probably would have been insane games to watch live too. Like if I was watching for the first time over there and like only hearing about like, oh, like maybe 700k would win you like a good couple of games, and it's like, no, not even back then.
Green Tea had a great tournament so far and had fully lived up to the hype. Josh Tolles was just another solid, dependable player. He'd 3 times before reached the quarterfinals, but had never advanced past it. Game 1 started pretty close, until around 110 lines when Josh's board got messy. Green Tea kept his clean, so he was able to open up a 100,000 point lead into the level 19 transition. Although Josh hung in there and played well, he was behind Green Tea the whole way. He topped out in level 27 with a solid score, but not enough to win. In Game 2, Josh managed to get a points lead over Green Tea, but he again topped out first. Green Tea was just so consistent. He hadn't lost a game, and now he had earned himself a spot.
Remind me again what previous experience Green Tea had. Like he was a TGM player, right? Before Nestris. Like that was like, it was, I don't know but if it was his thing, but it was definitely like one of like the things that he kept he was mostly known for before picking up Nestris. So like I feel like with TGM it was like, I think that game like really improved his stacking compared to like a lot of other players where if they just kind of like went at Nestris like straight up. Different, I mean obviously different, yeah, TGM3 GM, which is crazy by the way. Like I feel like I mean he was already great at that game, so like that on top of how this game plays, like that's just like a great advantage that like I don't think a lot of people have. So he was like I think he was already great at stacking. I think, yeah, and then TGM3 doesn't have like the 7-bag thing, so he's not necessarily also going to have like the more dependable stacking that I think if you are used to 7-bag, like the 7-bag guarantee of pieces, like it's not Green Tea didn't really, what do you call it, I guess he wasn't brought up in that way. I'd have to talk to Corian more about like what actually kind of led to his stacking prowess even back then, but I want to say like he does have a lot of experience in this, whereas having solely Nestris stacking, like it can only take you so far, I want to say. It's basically 7-bag, but not exactly. Yeah, like it's like weird. It's very. I enjoy the math of RNG when it's not specifically 7-bag, because of just I don't know. There's a cool. It's like it's not exactly like, okay, like every 7 pieces, here's how you set up the new bag, and it's like. You'll probably get the pieces you need soon, but it's not like it's like less or it's more forgiving than Nestris. I think that's kind of like the main point of that kind of RNG. The spirit of 7-bag. Exactly.
In the semifinals. Next, Jonas against Svavar. Of everyone here, Jonas had the highest expectations. There was a lot of pressure on him to advance. An exit in the quarterfinals would be quite disappointing. His opponent was Svavar, the best classic Tetris player in all of Europe. He traveled all the way from Iceland for this event, but now he had to go against Jonas. The show's over for Svavar, right? Well, just 62,000 into game 1, Jonas got droughted and built high on the screen. Waiting for the long bar, he opted to drop this square piece in the middle instead of on the right. He then continued building in the center with a T piece, but this left him nowhere good to put the following Z piece.
This is kind of dangerous. Does he show?
Jonas got
yeah, that's
right. Well,
what
just
I've done
62,000 into game 1.
But I flatted that S. Yeah, this is what
Jonas got droughted and built high on the screen.
Oh god, I feel like a couple of these moves, probably beforehand, I probably would have like been like, I don't know. Like I feel like I would have started burning somewhere around here, right? Like you had that S come over a little bit, right?
2,000 into game 1, Jonas.
Like the I think it was the flat S, right? If we can go back here. Because that kind of creates like an awkward shape in the middle. And there isn't, I guess I can...
Svavar, right? Well, just 62,000.
Yeah. Because if I stood this S up, I was not going to have room for like a Z piece. Or I could technically stand the L on the right side there on columns 8 and 9, but I still have that left center area to kind of worry about because of standing up that S. I probably would have S flatted here. You use slash? Yeah, oh, I do like the comma period and stuff.
Into game 1, Jonas got droughted and built high on the screen.
Like that was another S there that I probably would have tried to S flat.
Waiting for the long bar, he opted to drop this square piece in the middle instead of on the right. He then continued building in the center.
So I guess I'll say like I don't know if that was like an unexplainable like thing. To say like, oh, they probably shouldn't have placed it there because low-key this shit kind of ass. like not even like 3 pieces down the line if like he kept building there
with a T piece, but this left him nowhere good to put the following Z piece. So he again dropped it in the middle. This was already
cooked by like the S piece
immediately. Jonas's next piece was an S piece, and he just barely got it over top of the stack. He then got a huge long bar, and once he got another one moments later,
he got a huge long bar. This long bar was 5 squares instead of 4. This guy got a huge long bar that like took up half the screen. He was a huge absolute cinema long bar.
Out of danger, but he was 60,000 behind Svavar. Yet, this is when Jonas is so dangerous. He can outlast anyone. Svavar hung with him for a while, but in level 20 he hung a long bar, and Jonas...
yeah,
Yet, this is when Jonas a while, but in level...
Oh, yeah, no, this is a 7 high quick tap that needs to be done. If usually when you're playing DAS and you need a quote unquote 5 taps to the left, if you only just kind of do the normal like dash charge like and just send a piece over to the left, it'll get over if it's only 6 high. But because he hung a long bar on that left side, he needed that quick tap, and it looks like he failed it. I love getting huge long bars. I'm so horny for huge long bars.
And Jonas came from behind to win, just like always.
And there's the Tetris for Jonas. Jonas takes round 1.
In game 2, Jonas got an early lead, expanded it after the transition, and outlasted Svavar to win by 150,000 points. Another 2-0 victory for Jonas. 3 semifinal spots.
I will say, yeah, like
transition and outlasted
dang, I do wonder. I think like Jonas has like really good fundamental stacking, right? Like I think he's thought about stacking a lot more versus like some of the. I mean, I obviously can't say on his behalf or anything, but I feel like he had a lot of those good fundamentals early on, where a lot of people just kind of winged it, you know. Right? Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me being 8 years from the future, being like, yeah, no, I've been in the trenches. This is what I've learned. But like, Jonas had like really good fundamentals. Like, say as much as you want from like, what kind of gets lost in the picture. Like, he's really good at surviving. I feel like it's because Jonas had better like flexibility. Like, he knew which couldn't work in which way versus like trying to sell out for his stack to get a higher board. And it was kind of touched on earlier, but like he had a good idea of how to do that versus like other people who kind of just like, you know, tried to push the game and like hoped that you know, the game would give them like a piece they wanted. And you know, I'm not like immune to that or anything, but because I definitely have fallen into those traps where like I want the game to give me something, but then it never gives me. But that's the thing with DAS, right? It's like you I feel like you're forced to kind of like wait out the game and hope that it gives you something while still like trying to stay alive. Comp mindset versus PB mindset. I think I used to have more of a PB mindset earlier on, but that was more like trying to like get to even where I wanted to be, and then once I kind of had that ceiling, you know, basically kind of reached, I eventually went more like, okay, now where is a place where I like need to not like what is a good way to not have my board be in total disarray, right? As I play this game, like what prevents like some of these situations where I would just die at like 300k for like no good reason. And I think Jonas, especially I think because I think he started playing this game, you know, on and off, like even since as a kid. So like I guess he eventually picked up on like, I don't want to keep dying like this early on, like with this low score. What's like specifically making me like, you know, die, right? And so because of that mindset, and for that many years of trying to solve that situation, it's like he's definitely like up there in terms of play.
Svavar to win by 150,000 points.
Jeez, Jonas.
Another 2-0 victory for Jonas. 3 semifinal spots were now set. 1 remained. Harry Hong against Joseph Saley. On paper, Harry was heavily favored to win given his accolades, but he's struggled in this tournament so far, and Joseph had been excellent. He hadn't yet dropped a single game. It was sure to be a good match, with Harry considered the moderate favorite to win.
I don't think I've ever seen this match.
These two wound up playing went down in classic Tetris history. Game 1 began. Harry, with his aggressive playstyle, opened up an early lead and maintained it all through level 8. With his aggressive
what was his line count? Opened up with his aggressive playstyle, and it's just stacking correctly. like all right.
An early lead and maintained it all through level 18. Joseph tried to keep up, but he struggled to hit Tetrises at the same rate as Harry. But then suddenly, after the transition to level 19, the tide began to shift. Joseph's hyper tapping let him comfortably land Tetrises on the faster speed, and Harry's lead started to dwindle.
Joseph is actually catching up to Harry now. We're about only 1 Tetris difference here.
Wow.
This
Harry,
is the scary thing
aware of
about
what Joseph was doing, had to ramp up the aggression.
19.
He had to dig, and for the first time all game, Joseph took the lead. Harry continued to struggle, misdropped on level 24, and it was over.
Harry's shaking his head. This is tough. I don't think he's gonna love that. And Joseph came from behind. He was behind.
Improbably, Joseph had taken game 1. It was going so well for Harry until it suddenly fell apart, and he was now one loss away from being eliminated. Game 2 began with the players running into an almost immediate long bar drought. Harry handled it quite calmly, keeping his stack low and burning lines when able. But as the drought went past 20 pieces, Joseph began to panic. He kept covering his well at the worst moments. By the time
That's not the worst cover, I'd say, right?
Joseph began to panic. He kept covering.
Like, I would have done this. Like, depending on, like, if the next piece was, like, an L or J. It was actually, like, really good that the Z piece was next. Like, okay, dude, if I'm 12 lines in, like, I'm not gonna really care that I'm a Tetris behind. Again, hindsight, right? But just in general, it's like, no, this is a okay cover. Because you have I mean, again, Z piece in an Xbox, so
as well at the worst moments,
and he uses it, right? So like, if anything, yeah, I'm worried about the LJ piece dependency here.
By the time it hit 30 pieces, he was in huge trouble.
Bro, what happened?
Worst moments.
I assume he just didn't get the L or J piece. It's like,
by the time it hit 30,
yeah, maybe
30 pieces, he was in huge trouble. Although he was able to hyper tap the long bar over, he couldn't survive much longer. Joseph topped out at just 53,000.
Missed the tap there.
One of the lowest scores of the entire tournament. Perhaps this was Joseph's inexperience catching up to him. The entire tournament.
Perhaps
this was
it's a little bit of that inexperience, I'd say. Like, what happened here?
But as the drought went past 20 pieces, Joseph
maybe okay. What's hard is that, like, I think default you do this, like, this is the default move, but because that square was there, it's like, oh, you need to, like, you know, flip it left, right?
And burning lines when able. But as the drought went past 20 pieces, Joseph began to panic.
I guess it's, like, not the greatest default, I'll say. I think it's not, like, I think generally, like, if you weren't given this square piece as an option, I think, yeah, you'd have to just still put it left. Because, like, this forces the J dependency. So I guess in a way, yes, panic, but it started not with that T piece covering up the well. Yeah. I think once, like, that LJ dependency was made, then it's kind of weird, because covering up the well is, like, basically around here, like, people kind of think of covering up the well as just bad in general, in which case, like, I get why people think that, but it's not as bad, because especially in this situation, you're basically just trying to burn out this texture of the board, because, like, if either LJ isn't found and this just kind of sticks around, or you know selling out your stack for hopes of a bar, and especially if you're in the middle of a drought, you can't, like, really afford to do that. So you, if anything, you cover up the well and try to burn out the stack, get that stack a bit lower, and then you'll be in a better position here. But with this LJ dependency, like, it was kind of, I hope Joseph knew this. But again, you know, it's top 8.
Covering his well at the worst moments.
It's tough.
By the time it hit 30 pieces, he was in huge trouble. Although he was able to hyper tap the long bar over, he couldn't survive much longer. Joseph topped out at just 53,000, one of the lowest scores of the entire tournament. Perhaps this was Joseph's inexperience catching up to him. He was an amazing talent, but the big moments were sometimes too much for him. The match was now tied at 1, but the momentum was back in Harry's favor. He was in the driver's seat to win this. It all set up for a great deciding Game 3. But instead, at about 100,000, this happened.
Oh yeah, I know you're cooked.
This, but he's gonna need a long piece.
No, no, that was raps. That was raps. This is just raps. Like, okay, hold on. What happened here?
It all set up for a great deciding Game 3. But instead, at about...
Like, I guess. Like, that bar, I guess. Sure. You know. You have that 3 wide gap from 6, 7, and 8. Like, you know, ideally would have liked to be filled before you did that, Harry, but, you know, I guess you ball out. You know, we just ball out. Because, if anything, I'm putting that S piece, like, in the middle. Like, I'm filling this out and just burning it out later. Because I'm Tetris ready. I can just wait for a bar for a while. You know?
100,000, this happened.
Is there an adjustment
Instead,
here?
At about 100,000, this happened.
Not when the J piece comes, but with the L. This happens. I think I adjust here. I mean, I wouldn't really be in this situation in the first place. I just wouldn't set up without like filling out 6, 7, 8. Not with DAS. No, I mean like I would adjust the L piece to like 6, 7, and then J piece 8, 9 here. It's like not great, but like I still am filling out that bottom, right? So like if I have like any sort of like other piece, I can eventually like cover the well and burn it out later. No. I wouldn't really be with DAS. I'm not gonna try and send it over left. Like that's just not like ideal. Like again, I just wouldn't set up here like with that bar. Like it's aggressive if I had good pieces like in the next box. But because I didn't, like one bar right, not ideal, but salvageable. S piece 4 and 5, that's like, all right, now you're pushing it, right? Because again, like we can go back right? Go back, right? And like that this is not a great shape for that left side, right? I do 3, 4 with J, just don't overshift. Yeah, just don't overshift. Like the problems with this stack had come like way before, right? Like with this S piece, I just wouldn't put that S piece there. Like unless I know I'm getting like the L there like immediately after. Because this is dangerous. This is just like this is already dangerous. In my opinion. Like I'm flatting S in that thing because like I'm not I personally am not going to wait for a better piece to show up to kind of flat there in the 6, 7, 8. If I'm determined to like set up for the Tetris with this bar, right, which again I'm not setting up, like I'm putting that bar left, like this was already doomed. This was doomed. Actually just put the bar in 6 maybe. Bar left or bar 6, yeah. Just like I'm not putting this bar 9. Bar 9 is like, what are we doing? Like unless you have a good reason.
This happened.
Good.
Oh boy, misdrop right there from
Why
Harry.
didn't Hello. That's like me trying to pause this video. It takes like, for some reason, it takes like a second. A second and a half after I press the button. Ouchie. Okay, first ouchie of the J. Oops.
Was behind.
Oh.
And then I'm burning. I'm burning with that L. I'm burning out. Why did you burn? Yeah. Yeah, it's left 6. Anything but bar right. Like there are a bunch of options for that bar, but bro was like, I'm Tetris ready now. And it's like, and what did you sacrifice, bro? I don't know why. I assume nerves. That's kind of the only reason. I'm just like, why didn't you burn?
Oh boy, misdrop.
No 9-0 on 4 cheese. Doesn't burn with the square. Yeah, he's selling out. This is a sellout.
Harry's should be able to survive this, but
held out for the L way longer.
Oh no!
That does not look good.
And that might be it right there, and there it
And
is.
Joseph has eliminated Harry Hong.
A crushing moment for Harry. It certainly wasn't the rubber match everyone was hoping for.
If you close that well, bro, that's chopped. It was chopped when that J happened, right? Like it was chopped, you know, even before that J misdrop, right? Like Harry had a dangerous stack, and then the J basically killed him. He doesn't quick tap, and the left is like 13 high. Dude, like let's go back, right?
Happened.
Was behind.
Yeah, no, like it's just chopped anyways. Even it's burnt, it's 11 high. My God. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like he just didn't have a. Even okay. If Harry didn't misdrop, this is just a bad board. Like this is already a bad board, and I don't think Harry was gonna get this Z over, right? Yeah, right. I mean, like generally, just, obviously, it was cooked when the J happened, when the J overshift happened. The Z gets over. Okay. It's still like weird. It's still a weird board. But also just don't overshift. Not gonna lie, just don't overshift.
Oh boy, misdrop right there from Harry.
This is no, that's bad.
Should be able to survive this, but
no, you don't.
He's gonna need a long piece. There it is. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
That I'm pretty. Yeah, I think you have to quick tap that bar, but he also just doesn't do that. He just doesn't do that.
A crushing moment for Harry. It certainly wasn't the rubber match everyone was hoping for, but what a great moment for Joseph. He'd come here to try and prove himself, to show that he could stand the pressure of live competition. And now, he'd knocked off a former world champion. An incredible run for the 16-year-old hyper tapper.
No, bro killed himself. Harry
The semifinals were all set, and the favorites to win were mostly still alive.
He didn't take
Jonas
out
was there.
like okay. Whenever people say it's like, yeah, this guy took out this other guy, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like some people just kind of self-destruct, and it's like like the other person just playing like a normal person, and you're just kind of sitting there. It's like, okay, well, I didn't do that, so like...
Orion was there, and Green Tea was there, but instead of Harry in the 4th spot, it was Joseph, a surprise to most in attendance. As well as he'd played, he was about to run into a buzzsaw, because his next opponent was Corion. The two hyper tappers were about to go head to head. So far, Corion had been exactly as advertised, absolutely dominant. He'd put up strong scores against very good players with few mistakes. And now, he'd gotten some luck. He wouldn't have to face former champion Harry Hong. Instead, it'd be Joseph, a player who had actually modeled his game after Corion. The teacher would be playing the student. If Corion could clear this one last obstacle, he'd be in the finals. Their ages were different, their experience levels were different, their hobbies were extremely different. But as game one
Their hobbies. Like, what was it? Sleeping, eating, practicing music versus karaoke and cycling. I mean, they're kind of, you know, it's the cycling that's different. You know, the music is like they're kind of both doing it.
Levels were different. Their hobbies were extremely different. But as game one began, it was hard to find a difference in their gameplay. Joseph and Harry traded Tetrises back and forth, and their scores stayed nearly deadlocked. As they passed Tetrises back and forth, and their scores in their gameplay. Joseph and Harry traded Tetrises back and forth.
All right, gang. We gotta redub this match. Joseph versus Harry.
And their scores stayed nearly deadlocked. As they passed 200,000, they were literally tied down to the point. But just a moment later, at 217,000,
like 29,
something
20.
interesting happened to Joseph.
A little bit cleaner. Oh no! Oh! He started looking over and I'm not sure what happened.
Joseph took his eyes off the screen, then misdropped the piece.
Oh wait, I didn't see it. Hold on.
A little bit.
Later, at 217,000, something interesting happened to Joseph.
A little bit cleaner. Oh no!
Bro, dang man, that's gotta suck though. I hate these moments too when like you think that like you did the taps correctly, so you can like screen look and see where your opponent's at, and then like Lamau, and then just funny you missed a tap.
Oh! He started looking.
Yeah, no, only I usually do it during I don't do it just during Tetrises. I do it like a bunch of other times, but like I'm definitely like more confident. I see that my piece has landed, then I look over, because I've done it too many times where I just do the roll and then just look over without actually verifying if I actually got my fucking roll. And then like, that messes you up. So like you look at your thing and see if it landed. All right, then look for like maybe not even this long, because I think Joseph looked over way too long. Because like, was this like supposed to be
happened to Joseph?
Because this isn't a clear. You don't look over when like a line clear animation like isn't gonna happen, right? No, again, I don't know if this. I assume this is for like. I assume this was just because of newer tournament, activities, right? It's like you didn't actually is that just board misread? Maybe. I assume it was like a board misread of like thinking this was gonna burn and then like was able to like wanting to like look over. But like even then I'm like I wouldn't look over during this. Yeah, like I it has to be just under tap. And then thinking like, yeah, I can go over. But like I wouldn't look over during this. You don't look over when you're still like in a dig. Since when was sleeping and eating a legitimate hobby? At 16? Those are your hobbies, man.
A little bit cleaner. Oh no! Oh! He started looking over and I'm not sure what happened.
Joseph took his eyes off the screen, then misdropped the piece.
This is a...
Why did he do that? Well, he was trying to do a technique called screen looking.
Knowing your opponent's score is important because it tells you how aggressive you have to play. Nobody wants to lose a game because they're down and they choose to play it safe.
And so usually you'll do that by picking a strategic moment in the game, and then you just sort of sneak a look over at your opponent's board to see what their score is. The thing was, because Joseph was inexperienced at playing in tournaments, he would way overdo this. He was constantly screen looking.
Why did bro squint? Why did he do this? Why did he do this? Yeah, I actually was supposed to see this earlier, but this is fun as a stream, not gonna lie. I think this is low-key better as a stream. It works out in that way, right? A lot of people were like in VC watching this together, but I didn't get to actually watch while I was unconscious. But why did bro squint?
Over to the side.
You did
we
not
could
have
see it
squint.
affecting his gameplay.
You do
This
not have time to
misdrop gave
squint.
Corian a comfortable lead. And then, a couple minutes later, Joseph got in trouble again thanks to a long barge route. A couple minutes later, Joseph got in
You burn the fuck out of this. What the hell? What are we doing, bro? Why did bro set up a long bar dependency like fucking like 8 rows off? or what do you call it? Just throw the bar or throw the T like right, but only on 9-0 like this, and then J burn. Imagine the freaking cerebral burn if he just left it like this on 9-0 and then burned with the J and then hope for God that like a square happens, right?
trouble again thanks to a long barge route.
But
he was able to hyper tap out of it at first, but not for long.
No. Was he going for an 9-0? No, he I think he really meant to go.
Long barge route. He was able to.
I think he really meant.
This misdrop gave Corian a comfortable lead. And then, a couple minutes later,
I think he really meant to go for that.
Joseph got in trouble.
I think he really meant to go for that 8-9-0. Because I'm either like putting the T in the middle or like trying to burn it off with that T if I had more time to react. Isn't better to focus on your own game and find out afterwards? Maybe not 90%, but because I also screen look, right? Like this is just how you're aware of like the game. Like it's not you shouldn't overdo it though, right? And I think that's the lesson here with Joseph. He was screen looking a lot. And he was screen looking at times where you don't need to be, right? Like if you're in a dig, you don't necessarily need to screen look, right? Like there are moments, right? If you're placing a piece in order to like burn away a line, right? But you're not like completely out of the dig, you can sneak over a look. You have time to look because like it's the same amount of time for just any, every line clear animation takes like the same time to like do. So like if you're in the middle of a clear, you can look over, right? It's not ideal you look over because you're in a dig, but if you're in a low enough dig and like you just feel like, okay, I'm not like horribly in danger, I can sneak over a look if I'm like so behind. And like usually when I do this, like I honestly find out that I'm like 2 to 3 Tetrises behind, and it sucks. But at least I know that I have to like at least push it a little bit on post if I need to, right? Yeah, either burning that single. I'm burning that single. I think like if
Corian a comfortable lead, and then a couple minutes later,
I wish he had like a little more before this, but
Joseph got in trouble.
Yeah, no, I'm burning. I think I'm burning that T. Not gonna lie. This dependency isn't the worst though. You really just don't want S's. Well, I mean that's the thing, right? That's what you hope for in this kind of thing. You don't want to be in a position where like you're hoping of like a piece doesn't show up and then it shows up anyways, because like. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if I would be in this position. I mean, I probably would, but like it's like fucked.
Well, again, thanks to a long barge route, he was able to hyper tap out of it at.
Which oh my god, this is crazy. By the way, I think like hold on.
Trouble again thanks to a long barge route.
You can just make out right before, dude. Why? Dude, Why did bro spire? Why did bro spire on top of the well like this? This is nuts. You are nuts for doing this. You either, I think what I would do is that I'd hover over the square dependency there with the T, and I think I 50-50, either if I didn't have enough time to react, I 50-50 and just place it somewhere, either like what do you call it? Is it like R34 or L34? I don't know how you call the positions, but I'd burn here. I'd burn here with the T. And then if I had enough time to react to the Z in the next box, I'd what do you call it? I'd adjust for the Z. And then this would be like a good burnout here. Right? But dude, seeing the 4 frames of Joseph just fucking sending it to the right, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
He was able to hyper tap out of it at
flat,
first,
bro,
but
flat.
not for long.
Okay.
He topped out over 100,000 points behind. 1-0 Corion. One more win and he was in the finals. Beating Corion may have seemed like a hopeless endeavor, but if Joseph wanted any chance at doing so, he had to play cleaner. He'd topped out early against Harry and now Corion. These were very avoidable mistakes. Joseph had to lock in.
Yeah.
Game 2 began,
these were,
and it started just fine for Joseph. He played cleanly and even opened up a lead. But he had to maintain this level of play. And as level 18 progressed, Corion closed the gap. Entering level 19, Corion was moments away from taking the lead. But then, suddenly, Corion missed. In an instant, his board went from fine to terrible. He hyper-tapped to try and get out of it, and he almost did, until he misdropped again.
He still can, no.
There's a
And there it is. Joseph is going to take game number 2.
And this was a real shocker moment. It's like, oh my gosh, Joseph's taking the game off of Corion. He's going to go in a decider versus Corion. Anybody could win at this point.
Crazy that this is semis, by the way, and it's still best of 3. Like I wonder if they were like behind schedule at all whenever they did this, right? Like this was still best of 3 until best of 5, like for the finals, which is crazy, right? Like
Corion had been amazing the entire tournament.
Like you never see that anymore for top brackets, right? Like it is only like it's only like best of 5 for like the whole gold bracket now. Even like the round 0 top 48 matches, like they're best of 5. Because like they're still so good in those rounds, right? So
this series of misdrops came out of nowhere, and in an instant, he was at risk of being knocked out of the tournament. Joseph now had a chance, if he could somehow beat Corion again, to make it to the finals. What sort of fight could he put up in the deciding game? Game 3 began with Corion putting on a clinic. He had great solve after great solve to get Tetris ready. To his credit, Joseph hung with him for a while, but around 60 lines, Corion started to pull away. Joseph's board got messy, while Corion kept landing Tetrises. His lead ballooned, eventually reaching over 100,000.
This is just good stacking.
This was the Corion that was expected all along. Nobody in the world could compete with this. And then came level 19.
The montage.
Corion there with an unfortunate situation now. He's looking for the JP so that he can tuck in there. Nope, not gonna happen, so time to clean up a little bit. Corion right now, Tetris ready. Oh no, that eyepiece came a little bit too late.
Corion burned 2 triples in a row.
Good spin.
Level 21.
Yeah, that's not a tuck. It's not a tuck, James. Come on. Keep up, buddy.
That was an amazing spin by Joseph.
After level 19 hits, Joseph just keeps getting Tetrises. He keeps getting more and more. And we can see Corion starting to panic. We can see his piece mobility. It's not usually what he's capable of.
There it is. Boom! Tetris for Joseph.
Oh, but boom, Tetris. Guess what? Joseph has the lead now.
The pressure was certainly on Corian. Like, he had flown thousands of miles out here to be here. Suddenly, he was having this obstacle in front of him that he never could have expected. This young teenage hyper-tapper who was using his own moves against him.
This is good lock-in.
Okay, bad piece right there for Joseph.
Corian's in trouble.
Oh no, Corian tucked out. And guess what? Joseph is going to take it.
Woo!
Joseph has defeated Corian to get in the grand finals.
It felt shocking, even though it wasn't shocking. You know, we were watching how good Joseph was doing, and it was clear that he was capable of it. But it still felt so shocking to see someone like Corian go down.
This was flat out amazing play from Joseph. His building was clinical, and once he stopped screen looking so much, the misdrops disappeared. Joseph truly deserved to beat Corian, a statement that nobody would have seen coming. Unfortunately for Corian, it was another disappointing exit, but he'd played some incredible games too. It was a worthy top 4 finish, just not quite good enough.
Oh,
Despite
man.
all odds, Joseph Saley was in the finals. But to determine his opponent,
I don't know if
other
I've seen the
semifinals
Green
had
Tea
to be
Jonas
played.
game
Jonas
that much.
against Green Tea. Instead of the hyper
I think I've
tappers,
only really
it was
seen
the 2 best DAS players going head to head.
You know,
Jonas, of course, was Jonas.
The
it was
finals.
almost a given he'd be in the finals every year. As such,
though I would not. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be freaking cinema.
he was favored to defeat Green Tea here. But in all fairness, Green Tea had had an incredible tournament so far, and nobody knew what his true ceiling was. Was there a world where he could stand up to Jonas in the semifinals?
Thinking about beating him, he was definitely a very, very tough opponent, right? Yeah. But I feel like I wasn't too focused on winning or losing. Rather, I was just very happy to be able to play against him, the legendary Jonas.
Like, it is so insane that I got to play Green Tea this year. Like, even if I just completely blew it against him, I think, like, and to be honest, I'm pretty sure it was literally just, I know how strong Green Tea is. Right, and that, even just knowing how strong Green Tea is, that'll send nerves. Hi, Larry. That sends nerves like everywhere, right? Because of how long he's been in the scene. You know he's not gonna early top. Like, he's not gonna like have like a bad game and just kind of decompose in front of you. Like, he's gonna send it. Like, he knows how to send it. He's been here for so long. He knows how to play, and we maxed, and it's crazy, right? Like you Hana, like you played him in top 8 for silver this year, and I remember like hearing the commotion whenever like y'all were playing, and I'm like, there's no shot. I don't know if I'm gonna have that kind of game today, because like I wasn't nervous per se. Like, right, because I've said this numerous times before. I knew that each opponent had something on their mind playing me. Like, in which is, you know, the mental battle is basically like 60% of the way there, determining, you know, the match. Like, if you're already like, I know how to briskly like beat this dude, and knowing that like I am able to you know, go and defeat the opponent, it is such a good like motivator, because you can literally just coast in a way, right? You can coast while also being like, because I'm coasting and because of how clean my play is, that will probably disturb my opponent in a way where like they'll probably try to, you know, try and catch up and, you know, mess up doing so, because like it's risky trying to play aggressive, right? When you're trying to catch up and you have that 29 kill screen incoming, it's scary, right? And so whenever you have that mental advantage, it is so good. And with Green Tea, you know, that was flipped on me, right? Mentally, I'm like, I know this guy is not topping out whatsoever, so I can't just coast. I can't just 800k into 29 and think that I'm gonna win. And again, that was proven when I was playing my top 8 match and I was hearing you versus Green Tea over there on like the other side, and hearing that max, right? It's like, dude, that's aura, bro. I'm getting aura diffed like already. It's tough. It's tough, but like that's competition. That's scary.
All Green Tea could do was play as well as he did in the earlier games. But even he had long odds to
Dueled
defeat
1.3 or 1.1. That's crazy. Oh, what the freak? Did I see that?
He had
yeah,
long
there it
odds
is.
to defeat Jonas.
Bro has that Skarsgård eye
Game
trick
1 began,
thing.
and right away it was very close. Tetris after Tetris from both players, with the occasional burned line. There were no early top-outs, no moments of panic. These were two experienced players playing a responsible game, and they both looked like they were having the time of their lives. After level 18, their scores were essentially tied. This was a remarkably close game. Finally, in level 22, Jonas opened up a small lead.
I'm looking at
It wasn't much,
Jonas's
but
board.
enough to put a bit more pressure on Green Tea. Landing Tetrises was more important than ever.
Lombard,
Then,
yeah,
on
there you
level
go.
24, Green Tea misdropped.
Skull.
This was an impossible situation for a DAS player. There wasn't enough room to get another piece over top the long bar by holding the D-pad.
Except
unless he went for a quick tap.
So quick taps are a DAS technique to where as soon as you throw a piece all the way either left or right, you take your finger off the controller and you tap it really quickly, like within 2 to 4 frames, in order to get one extra input.
It can get you out of a situation like this, but it's frame perfect. Green Tea had to go for it to save his game.
Oh, Green Tea. Boom!
Oh
Tetris
my
for Green
God!
Tea. A misdropped eye piece. He gets it over.
It was a miraculous save.
Crazy.
It also gave Jonas more time.
And it is tough trying to get that, like getting quick taps in order, right? I remember learning quick taps. It's a bit hazy now, but like definitely it was weird trying to figure it out because it like the concept is like weird, right? It's like, what do you mean you have to take off your finger but then press it again, right? Like you never do that in any other game, or in some games maybe, but like that's not really a thing in a lot of other places. So it's like you really gotta like go for it, right? Like I think like the trick is that like because I think a lot of people do this too. It's like you don't like physically like move your thumb from like the thumb joint per se, right? It's like you, and I think Sharky does this mostly too, right? Where you kind of move your body so like it kind of comes off in a certain like distance, but also having less stress on specifically the thumb, so like that effort kind of gets spread out through the whole arm, and then you press the button. Hello, Chuang. Good to see you over there on the red site. And it's tough because like I'm not right-handed, right? So it's like or no, I'm not right. I'm not left-handed, so I feel like left-handed DAS players would have a little bit of an advantage with this. Though I don't know if that's true. I'm like riffing right now, but like I feel like left-handed players would have an easier time picking it up because it's just a not too much of weird motion, but it's definitely like, you know, trying to get that first quick tap going, you know, it is weird. But like once that motion is learned, it's like, it's so awesome seeing that little bit of movement right at the end when you need it, right?
Time to do what he does best, land Tetris after Tetris. Still, both players were in this, and it looked like they were both headed to the kill screen.
Yeah.
By level 28, Jonas was up by 2 Tetrises, but his board was messy. Green Tea's board looked good, and right on cue, he got a long bar to cut the lead down to 1 Tetris. If he cleared even one more line, he'd reach the kill screen. Green Tea's
Ooh.
next clear had to be a Tetris.
This is a bar.
He built out the left side, waiting for long bars, but they never came.
More line.
He needs 2 long bars.
There it
Oh,
is.
kill streak.
Good.
Double.
Nah.
He did not want that. He didn't want to have to clear those lines. Jonas is going to do it by 1 Tetris.
A remarkable game where both players scored over 850,000.
I'd say this is a pretty standard top player game now. Maybe, yeah, I don't know about Div 2, but like definitely like Div lower half of Div 1 type DAS player would do this a lot. Like they could get 800s like easy. I don't know if I'm there yet. Like I get 800s. I definitely do get them in comp games. But a lot of things kind of have to go right for me. Like having just good stacking and then good ways to get out of situations.
But just like always, Jonas came out on top.
Always.
He'd kept his board clean when it mattered most, and it paid off. He was a win.
Like
He
here,
kept
right?
his board clean.
I think my default would have been like 8-9 here. But I think like Jonas knows that like that is a dangerous situation to kind of be in, and having to have your stack kind of hook up like that. It's aggressive, right? It's not as aggressive as like long bar column 9, but it's definitely still an aggressive move because like you're basically, you still have like a little bowl in your stack to like fill out instead of just having that burn option there to, you know, lower your stack if you need to.
When it mattered most, and it paid off. He was a win away from a 9th consecutive finals appearance. This was Green Tea's last stand. If he wanted to stay alive, he had to do the impossible. Find a way to beat Jonas in a game of Tetris. But maybe this was his chance, because Game 2 opened with a 29-piece long bar round.
Why did bro not burn?
It immediately threw everything off, as both players had to build high and burn lines.
Whoa.
He's gonna have to start cleaning. Oh,
Okay.
No problem, never in doubt. But as you might expect,
They would have died. Like Green Tea would have died if he did get that bar there.
Jonas handled this awkward situation better than Green Tea. And just a minute into the game, Jonas already had a 70,000 point lead. It wasn't looking good for Green Tea. But then, everything settled down a bit. The drought stopped, the
misspin.
weirdness stopped,
Misspin
and
for
Green
Green
Tea
Tea.
had a chance to show what he could do.
Building off of row 2, alright. Tetris montage. Yeah, he's doing the thing. He's doing the thing. Neck and neck. They said the thing too. Bruh.
Actually, oh no, not.
What? Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I know what happened. Yeah, no, the overshift. Yeah. That's bad. Yeah. So. Oh, God, why did he not burn that? Yeah, I think, like, okay, so the overshift of the T, and then trying to move that T back, that kills your dash charge, right? So I think once the bar is like kind of dead dropped in the middle, I think this is a good spot to put it. Like obviously you didn't have too many like options here, but like I'm burning with the L. You have the double L, right? Like that's what it's for. So you burn out of this, right? Maybe in like the earlier rounds, like this kind of burning would have like, you know, had someone, you know, get killed off. But it's like I'd burn. Like I wouldn't stay this high. You might have fully uncharged. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like maybe it's just like cooked. Like
Actually, oh no, not that. After that one.
But it did look like he was surviving for a little while. But I guess like his board is not good. True. No square spin. Unfortunately.
And guess what? Green Tea has tied up. It's 1-1.
This was beautiful work from Green Tea. He'd really tested Jonas and actually made him top out first.
Rarely do you see anyone really take games off Jonas. So this is like for Jonas, he's getting pushed
and Green Tea is suddenly in a position where he just needs one more game in order to beat Jonas and make it to the finals.
The consensus among those watching was that Jonas's early top out in Game 2 was a fluke. He was still heavily favored to win Game 3 and reach the finals. But could Green Tea prove them wrong? Jonas missing the finals was unthinkable, but anything could happen in one game of Tetris.
I know, obviously I know now about Green Tea, but like Green Tea and Jonas like definitely could have imagine if this was best of 5, right? I genuinely think it would still have been a decider like this. Super entertaining background music for me to absolutely suck at words. You have fun while I'm entertaining the thing.
Jonas and Green Tea were ready. They pushed start, and so began the winner-take-all third game of the semifinals.
Like, this is 800k,
Almost
like, FMS,
immediately,
right?
Jonas opened up a small lead. All the pressure was on him. He was supposed to win this. And he answered the bell. Even when there was a long barge route, he handled it well and survived. Jonas maintained his lead all through level 18 and even busted out some fancy moves. Around 400,000, he got a left well, center well, and right well Tetris in succession. This was Jonas at his best.
Did we need to know that? No, I'm kidding. But I'm actually watching now. Okay. But he's like, got a left well, center, and right well back to back, and it's like, I guess I'm not as like flattered as a pro, but
meanwhile, Green Tea was also playing well, but
is this what gets the clips?
A level 19, for instance, he built his stack high, then covered his well just one piece before the long bar came. This sort of thing kept happening, and it led to a point deficit of over 150,000 by level 25.
Which is so unfortunate, man.
It looked like Jonas was on his way to a 9th consecutive finals appearance. But as the game progressed, their playstyles changed. Green Tea got super aggressive, while Jonas laid off and just tried to stay alive. And immediately, Green Tea began to close the gap.
There it is! Boom! Tetris or Green Tea? Yeah, Green Tea is going to have to go all aggressive. It's going to take all Tetrises at this
there
point.
We go. Boom,
Tetris for Green Tea.
Can he do this? And boom, Tetris.
Bro, let me see Jonas's board, dude. Let me see if you were telling the truth.
Across levels 26 and 27, Green Tea made up substantial ground on Jonas. Entering level...
I think Jonas just, like, misdropped a couple times. Like, you can see, like, okay.
27.
Like that S piece doesn't go there. So that's definitely, like, some misdrops, which causes burning.
Green Tea made...
And so he's trying to burn out of that.
Substantial ground on Jonas. Entering...
And then, you know, Jonas waiting for the bar to come, or having, like, good pieces.
Level 28, with just a few lines until the kill screen.
Like, it's not a bad misdrop, like a very bad, but it's, like, enough. It's enough to, like, kill pace there, right? So
Jonas's lead was down to 70,000. Green Tea was almost there.
3 Tetrises. Oh.
But was there time to equalize? At 227
you need a kill screen
lines,
one.
Green Tea was still down by 2 Tetrises.
Yeah, he set up.
But he was 3 lines away from reaching the kill screen. It seemed like a hopeless situation. Green Tea took the Tetris and entered level 20.
Dog, would you go for that
Seemed
there?
like a hopeless situation. Green Tea took the...
I might have just adjusted, right? And just kept trying to build? Because if I'm like down, if you're down like 70, it's like you hope for like 2, right? 2 or 3. 2 in burns, right?
Tetris and entered level 29.
Like setting up there was... This is an online era adjustment. Probably, right? I think, yeah. I'm definitely clouded by, like, newer... what do you call it? Awareness, right? But, like, even then, I'm, like... 70k? I guess if I'm... I guess if I'm looking over, right, or like I'm not taking any chances, I'm still stacking up because like a big double well dependency like that,
a hopeless situation. Green Tea
is like, no, there's no shot, right? Like if I see that bar, like I'm doing that, I would put that T there only if like the J or L or like any other piece came, but it's seeing that bar, I'm like, oh, I'm adjusting. No, like that's an adjustment, like straight up.
Took the Tetris and entered level 29, right as Jonas topped out. His only hope of winning was to somehow land a Tetris on this speed.
He needs, well,
Green Tea
he needs a J left here.
Tried to navigate pieces as best he could, and by some miracle, he was doing it. Green Tea was actually playing on the level 29 kill screen. But here's the thing.
Crazy.
Green Tea didn't know how far he was behind. He didn't know that he had come back and was now only a Tetris away from winning. So when he got a J piece 2 lines into the kill screen, he dropped it to the right. But had he dropped it left, he would have been set up for the Tetris 2 pieces later. Green Tea would have defeated Jonas. But he didn't know. So despite some incredible endurance on the kill screen, it was a hopeless endeavor.
And he's not gonna be able to do it. Jonas is advanced. He has made it back to grand.
I remember him reacting like this. This is like one of the few memories I have of this match. Probably wasn't, yeah.
I think I did very well. Of course, I could spot some things to improve, but I still think my overall performance was very satisfying.
That was still really good. Like, he is one of the top players for so long for a reason, right? Like, he Green Tea, again, I hype him up so much, but like there's a reason why I was nervous playing him this year. Like, he knows, again, like it's been 8 years since then, right? So he's known more things to do, but like he's still great, right? If he like was able to do more like DAS matches online and be able to like do things, right? Like he would still be like instantly like Div 1, like consistent top 8, top 4 player even today. Like I still believe that. Maybe not like finals or anything like that, but like definitely like top 8, top 4. Even like more top 8 than top 4 now, but like he's up there. Like he's gonna be up there like nearly every time. Like I generally think that about his skill. He is incredible. He is an incredible player, and it was definitely still, again, an honor to play him this year. I wish I put up more of a fight, but I definitely can, and I could probably do it again like next year.
Even though he bowed out in the semis, Green Tea had played so well. His 2 losing scores against Jonas were 2 of the highest ever in CTWC history. The record scores at this tournament continued. Green Tea's only problem was that he ran into a juggernaut named Jonas. There's a reason why he was in the finals every single year. But Green Tea had come closer to beating him than
2010, I'd say, like, you know, winning with like a 500k is like not like the wildest, like, you know, achievement, right? I think at least the later years, definitely it's still a great achievement, but like earlier on it was like I don't think people like had the competition sense yet to really go for it, you know. So
just about anybody. So, at long last, the finals were set. Jonas was in for the 9th consecutive year.
Arda!
In past tournaments, he'd had a myriad of finals opponents, some more experienced than others. But he'd never had one quite like this year's finalist, Joseph Saylor.
It was for the time, yeah.
This was just an incredible finals because we had never seen somebody anywhere near this young compete, especially not somebody in their very first year competing.
Yeah, I think it just shows that, you know, anyone has the opportunity to learn this game. You don't have to have been playing it for decades.
Joseph had played an amazing tournament. Nobody expected him to be here. He'd beaten both Harry and Corion back-to-back. It was an unbelievable run for the 16-year-old. That said, his level of play hadn't been consistent. While he looked incredible in some games, he'd also had some early top-outs. The big question was, what version of Joseph would we see in the finals? The max-out Joseph, or the 50k top-out Joseph? Meanwhile, Jonas was playing at his very best. As well as Green Tea had done, Jonas played even better to defeat him, and prior to that, he'd obliterated everybody in his path. This was a familiar spot for Jonas, back in the finals, and the heavy favorite to win. His game plan here was the same as always: be consistent, stay alive, and wait for your opponent to top out. His plan was to let Joseph beat himself. These players had come so far, and
the video ends. No. What do you call it? Like, man, this would have been fun to like enter, I think, if I was over there.
It was finally time to begin the finals.
Dude, look at that crowd. I assume this was again like during like that time where like the convention is basically closing and everyone's just kind of like hanging around at the Tetris area because like that's what's like the only thing like open. So you have this like whole giant fucking crowd.
Could Joseph put up a fight, or was Jonas going to dominate?
Like, were we ever did 2026 even have this crowd? It is a different spot. We were there in 2023, so like I knew where this like kind of looked like in person now. Whereas 2024 and 2025 we were on like a different corner, I think, of this exact room, but we were like, if you took this camera point of view right now and you just looked right, if you like turned it and pointed it where, yeah, in that general direction, like in that other corner, this was a corner, right? Imagine like this is the southwest corner of this room, and then now we were in the southeast corner. I want to believe that's like where this is, right? A lot of us were in the CT4 area beside the wall. Like nowadays, or like, or do you mean like during 2023? Because I know like during 2023, like there, you know, we would. Oh, for 2026. Wait. For CTWC, or like for specifically whenever like there would be a thing in Portland. I mean, Tetris has fallen off. Time to play Puyo. Well, I know Hana's gonna do well in that. But what do you call it? Yeah. If we had this crowd, I think a lot of us were more spread out this year, so like it was never like contained within like this kind of lineup here, right? So it didn't look as like full, but I feel like we got to change that for next year a little bit. That or just have like a bigger. We need to have a better crowd cam, man. I guess, but you know. What do you call it? I don't know. Someday we'll have this crowd again.
Time to begin the finals. Could Joseph put up a fight?
Get rid of the extra chairs.
Jonas going to dominate? Unlike the other rounds, the finals were a best of 5. A player needed 3 wins to take the match. Game 1 began. Right away, it was evident that Joseph could at least keep up with Jonas. Both players traded Tetrises back and forth. There were no early top-outs. In fact, through about 70 lines, Jonas had to clean up his board more often. All through level 18, Joseph maintained a small lead over Jonas. He was playing confidently. He landed tucks,
there were some good
Tetrises, and
flat
didn't
burns
panic
here
when he had to dig. Both players transition to level 19.
Bro locked
Joseph's
in.
still in the lead. At 500,000, he didn't have a great spot to put the long bar, and he managed to hyper tap it all the way left, something Jonas would be physically unable to do with Das.
Dude, he didn't need to do this. Like he did, like in some sense, sure, but like column 2 was perfectly fine. Like there was no bro did not need to like yank that shit all the way over there. But it's okay, we got this stank face, all right, and that's all we need. We have this stank face.
This allowed him to open the center well and get a Tetris.
Barely getting it.
Richie, it ruins bars. Yeah.
Tetris for Jonas. Barely getting that eye.
Oh, what?
Well,
What was that
get a
text?
Tetris.
Barely getting it. Tetris for Jonas. Barely getting that eye piece in a good place.
At this point,
We love you,
Jonas
Chris
knew
Tang.
he was behind. That wasn't unusual given his game plan, but this was getting bad. Joseph's lead kept growing and growing.
But yeah, Joseph is up 100,000 points. You don't really see Jonas like this far behind at this stage in the game. This is new territory here.
As game 1 progresses,
I mean, this is
everybody
already-
in the crowd is like, oh my gosh.
This is bad for
Joseph's
Jonas.
actually beating Jonas. The commentators are saying it on mic. Everybody in the crowd is thinking it. You could see through his gameplay that Jonas was actually nervous. The 7-time champion was nervous.
Jonas was in serious danger of losing. He set up for another center wall Tetris and hit
Good.
it, but he was still down. Joseph was playing out of his mind. Jonas aggressively set up for another Tetris, but got droughted and covered his well at the worst moment. This left him with a tower in the middle of his board.
Man, that's
He
unfortunate.
tried to navigate around it, but he was too much.
Jonas going down game number 1. There it is. Joseph with the lead. Wow.
Like Joseph just played solidly. Like even without the hyper tap, I genuinely think like this. Like even if he was playing Das, like Joseph just had really good stacking here. I think, and Jonas was just kind of like, I don't want to believe, right? Obviously, we can never know now, but I want to believe that Jonas was kind of having that feeling where he did not know how to size up Joseph, and that's kind of one of the benefits actually of being a newer player. Is that people don't know how to gauge your skill, or they don't know how to gauge if they should be pushing earlier on or kind of coast on post, or like still kind of try to push, even during post transition there. And I think over the tournament, he probably had been hearing like, okay, this kid's like kind of making some waves here, but it's nothing like crazy just yet. He hadn't been really blowing it out of the water until maybe I want to say Corian. Watching the Harry Joseph match, I think personally I would have been like, okay, that's fair. That's like there was some inadequacies there, but like I think during the Corian Joseph match, it's like, okay, this is like there's a chance. Right. And then there's like that bit of like, okay, do I really push? Like, because again, as Summoning Salt has said here, right? The big thing about Jonas is that he is able to survive, up to a point. Like once you start pushing the game for what you want versus what the game is just going to serve you, then it's just going to be a rougher time. Like you can definitely like, again, if you're not flexible, it's like it's gonna bite you in the ass later. And I think that combined with not knowing how to size up Joseph here, like it definitely plays into that like nervousness of like how do you play this dude, right? Like you don't know if he's gonna like randomly top at like 25 or like go all the way, but I think the hyper tapping Das advantage is there too, right? Like Jonas knows that like Joseph probably has more reach on the board than him, right? So he's definitely able to like move pieces better than him, but also right? If you don't know how to stack, it's like, what's the point? But seeing Joseph versus Corian, bro knows how to stack. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough from Jonas's perspective here.
And a huge exhale there from Joseph.
Jonas didn't just lose game 1, he got absolutely crushed. Joseph had just played one of the greatest tournament games of Tetris ever, and a big difference was his hyper tapping. Joseph had the confidence that he could get out of any situation. It let him play more aggressively and build a big lead. And Jonas had no answer for this.
This is the stupidest center wall I've ever fucking seen.
Build a big lead. And Jonas had no answer for this.
It's like, no, there's no reason for you to do this.
That Jonas dropped the game. It was how he did it. It's not like he made a mistake and topped out super early. He was simply outplayed by Joseph. He'd done fine, but this wasn't like the 900,000.
There weren't big mistakes that you can point out. Here is where he misdropped this L piece like really badly, and then he tops out. Like, it's definitely more of like, did you play well? Like, did you stack well? Did you play the pieces right? You know, and it's tough with DAS, right? There's only so much you can do on DAS 19, and like there's a reason why people still want to keep playing that format, right? It's not guaranteed you're gonna get an easy game. It's all about how you maneuver that limited sense of mobility.
Scores he'd put up against Green Tea. At the very least, Joseph had taken a game against Jonas, which very few people could say that they had done. But this was Jonas Neubauer. Everybody knew that he was going to come back with a vengeance in game 2. The odds of him making a performance like that twice in a row was next to none. Right from the start of game 2, the tone was different. This time, it was Joseph having to do the digging, while Jonas kept his board clean. Jonas took an early lead. A short while later, Joseph had to dig again. Just 2 minutes into the game, Jonas was up by over 75,000.
This is really good, by the way. Joseph's pace is not that bad. Like, this, like, if he gets a Tetris here, it is just like 200k by 50 lines, which is like a good benchmark for any game to be good, right? It's not the end of the world. It's one of those benchmarks that you have early on that's like, yeah, you're having a good game. It's not outside of like any hard thing. It's a good pace. You can see Jonas on the other end, though. He has 250 before 50, so he's playing incredibly well. Right, so he's not burning as much to get these Tetrises, and it's those minute differences over these games where it's like, and again, I think Salt said earlier, it's like, because like he wasn't like playing badly or anything. It's just those little moments of burning that add up, right? This is normal max out pace for both of them. It's just Jonas is playing a little better right now.
This was exactly what viewers had come to expect from Jonas. He was cruising, and then, all of a sudden, disaster struck.
Jonas right now.
Yeah, for a while. Oh, no. That's a tough.
Huh? What? Wait.
That's a tough.
What? What?
Yeah, for a while it was at 9. Oh, no. That's a tough.
What is bro doing? What is bro doing?
Yeah, for a while it was at 9. Oh, no. That's a tough.
What happened here?
He's waiting for that long piece, like to burn it down. Nice. Boom, Tetris.
Was that nerves? Is this nerves? Please tell me this is nerves, because it's like, dude, what are we doing after like the second misdrop? like why did this S? Hold on.
Yeah, for a while.
Bad, pretty bad. That's fine. That S should have gone right. This is weird. That is bad. This is like, man, this is really bad nerves. Keep well up. No, I'm not. I'm not. Or I burn one line with the S piece and still I have the lead. I can burn the S and have the T uh, fill out my left here. He's playing GD. I guess, right? But it's like you're burnt, like you're burning period with this stack. Like you might as well. Like I guess, right? Maybe I'm not there. Maybe I'm not at that level. But I'm also like, dude, once like your stacks like this, it's like I'm gonna be burning after like the bar, right? So I'd rather like burn like one, like it's still like one line burned here, right? It's not like, okay, wait. If he burned there, right? You have a flat right. You do have a hole in 3-4 if you do the T. But like you can still fill out this left side while still having the right well open. Oh no, wait, because you burn this line, and then this line is covered up here. But with the T, no, you still burn out. It's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's not totally crazy.
That's a tough.
Yeah.
He's waiting for that long piece, like to burn it down. Nice. Go up Tetris or Jonas.
Thanks to the long bar, Jonas at least stayed alive, but he had an ugly board to clean up. It prevented him from getting more Tetrises, and it meant Joseph was able to make a move.
Go up Tetris or Joseph. Joseph is catching up. We are neck and neck again.
Within seconds, Jonas's entire advantage was gone. Joseph was in the lead again. Jonas had no choice but to take some risks now.
It's not terrible pace, but definitely like, yeah, like
with his board still messy, he decided to go for a column 3 Tetris. This was the sort of thing he'd never normally go for, but this was what Joseph made him do.
Risk right now, oh boy.
Look what you've made me do.
Okay, he opened it up again.
Where's
T
the long
piece?
piece?
Where's the long bar? Oh,
there's the long bars too early.
Yeah, I need another one.
Yeah, he's just gonna burn right now. Yeah, so he's gonna be okay. And he's
Bruh.
gonna get the Tetris right now.
Drop.
He was flustered, but he survived. Meanwhile, Joseph also ran into the long bar.
Kind of surprised you're saying this because you rely on 18 pace a lot. I do, but I also like. I guess for one, I wouldn't be in those situations. Like a lot, and because when I do get in those situations like that, it's like, you know, you get out, you try to get out because those kinds of decisions are what I do to keep that pace because like I know what to fill out. I guess I'd like to believe I know what to fill out on 18. When like exactly no. like if we go back, right? If we go back to what that shit was, right? Like what
was cruising. And then all of a sudden disaster struck.
Jonas right now.
Yeah.
Like what? I wouldn't do this. I just wouldn't do like if I was like really stressed, sure. And like I feel like comp does this, right? But I'm putting that that's like easy 7-8. That's like 7-8. Like no, if I want to be like, you know, if I want to be aggressive per se, right? 7-8-9. But like that's 7-8. That's because I've tried to learn to not block myself off too much. I think I still push it a little bit, but I still like have that. Like I'm making my center well. I'm making my double well here, right? Like because I'm wondering like maybe I do wonder if Jonas like saw like another like placement for this, right? But then he kind of just like messed up trying to do the thing. Yeah, like mix him and adjust and bailing out of it, right? Like he could have adjusted to flat the J, but then just kind of like fucked up the move. Like and again, during these high pressure moments, it's like yeah, I can see like why he would kind of fuck it up there, but like I want to believe I wouldn't fuck this up, you know. But you know, anything can happen in comp. I lost to Bidwell, so like, what does me saying anything do? Like, but you pick up on it, right? You pick up on those kind of things, because like a lot of times, I will say during comp, I don't pace this much, not out of like effort to like not pace, but I think I generally like don't pace in comp because I'm trying to stay safe, right? And at least more burning, but and I do lose to like better DAS players who like have like better DAS control, but like I do like try to keep the board safe and not like go crazy. I think definitely in more like personal games, I that kind of pace of 18 comes out, but like it's not every game that I'm thinking about like going pedal to the metal on 18 per se. It's more like just have like a good advantage on 18 as much as I can, and then coast a little bit on 19, but you know, push here and there, right? And I think that's usually like the mental on 19. It's like stay alive, right? Don't put your board in a compromising position just to get the Tetris, if you can afford it, right? If it's on 27, 28, maybe like, okay, there's like a pressure, right? But like early 19, I'm thinking get to 28 first, like just get to 29, right? And that's me burning on like through 19 and 20, maybe a Tetris or two on those levels, but the main goal is like just, you know, stay alive, right? And I definitely still think I suffer a little bit from trying to pace, because again, it's comp. You're playing an opponent that can play 19, you know, better than you if like they don't mess up, right? So he might have to review that. Oh no.
Again, Jonas had no choice but to take some risks now. With his board still messy, he decides
no, kinda. I guess it, okay. In this board, yeah. It's tough. It is really tough. Again, I don't know. I don't know if I'm... You're signing this shit up? Yeah. Because, yeah, it is 18. Yeah. No, this is column 3. This is definitely like...
Go for a column 3 Tetris. This was the sort of thing he'd never normally go for, but this was what Joseph made him do.
Flat.
Risk right now. Oh boy. He needs the S. He got the S.
Okay, he opened it up again.
Where's the long piece?
Where's the long bar? Oh.
There's the long bars too early.
Yeah, I need another one.
Yeah, he's just gonna burn right now.
I'd still do the single on with that L there. Ugh. Do you do the slash for like more frames or something, or like or not the L, the J? I like if I'm already setting up here, it's like I don't need to burn more. I don't need to burn the 2 lines below, right? Or if anything, you hover over the J and then not modern days, right? Modern adjustment vision, right? You hover the J over the well, and depending on what you get on that next box, you adjust. But and this is probably the default, right? You default burning, but I think I'm low enough. If I was playing this, I think I'm low enough to just kind of take the delayed single with the Z, right?
Early.
Yeah, I need another one.
Yeah, he's just gonna burn right now. Yeah, so he's gonna be okay, and he's gonna.
And I guess that's where like my aggression is kind of buried in, right? It's you know, I guess it's nuanced.
Right
he was flustered, but he survived. Meanwhile, Joseph also ran into the long bar drought and built his stack high. But thanks to hyper tapping, it was no problem.
He's getting bad pieces for the burn over there on the side. Oh my god.
Jonas was in disbelief at how this game was unfolding. His board was a mess, and he was behind. By the time
this mental would low-key throw me though. I would have like that kind of like, oh man, this is like fucked. This is fucked, bro.
he finally cleaned it up, he was in level 21 and down by 100,000. He was being pushed by Joseph like never before. In
Definitely.
level 25, Joseph extended his lead to 140,000. Out of desperation, Jonas repeatedly set up for risky Tetrises.
Yeah.
He had to make up some ground. All the while...
I don't blame him at that point. I think like by 100k down, it's like fucked. Like unless you saw like holes in the other person stacking that you can try and make up for. DAS 19 is so hard to try and do that with, right? I think with roll you definitely have a luxury there, but with DAS 19 it is so tough if you're not already like in a good position, right? It is super tough.
He prayed that Joseph would make a mistake. And then, in level 26, he actually did.
Oh,
Played a little
boy.
aggressive.
Oh, see, this is what I mean.
Ooh,
He could have
nice
tried to
spin.
play a little bit safer, but not. Oh, this is a big.
He's surviving.
Ooh,
Gah.
okay, didn't get the rotation in time.
Nice.
No, there.
Gah.
So he's out.
Joseph topped out at 915,000. An incredible game, but was it enough?
God, no, crazy. We got 915. Like, it's not the craziest pace like nowadays, but it's still like back then. My goodness, man. Oh my god, no one's doing that. Not a lot of people were doing this shit back then.
Enough for the win? Jonas needed 72,000 points to come from behind. The problem was that he'd just entered level 28. The kill screen was about to come, and he still needed 2 Tetrises and change. He had to find a way. He did not want to go down 2 games to none. With no time to waste, Jonas immediately began setting up for a center well Tetris. He quickly became Tetris ready. He just needed the long bar.
Where's the
It's gonna
long
be
bar?
dramatic no
Where's
matter
the long
what.
bar? There's no long.
Gah. Just add 200k to most of these scores. Exactly, yeah. Like that's where we're at now. That J was fatal. That J was so fatal.
He just needed
Was that the
for a
S in the
center well
next piece?
Tetris. He quickly became Tetris ready. He just
No. Okay, the S piece was next. Okay. This is GG's. Would I have... I don't know if I would have even seen the J right here even. Like, I don't even blame Jonas for going here. But I think that's also like a bad default for me. Because it's also like... Again, that kind of like is a cutoff of everything there. Or did he try to... Was this a... Like his PAL center welling? Because I'm thinking like, wait, is this like... Did he try to like... I didn't know if this was like a nervous pole vault or do you just like lay it flat, right? I think did he try to lay it flat, but then like I don't know.
setting up for a center well Tetris. He quickly became Tetris ready. He just needed the long bar.
Where's the
It's gonna
long
be
bar?
dramatic
Yeah.
Where's the
no matter
long
what.
bar? There's no long bar.
Oh hey,
Supposed to be 1-2? That's like bad, isn't it? I mean, that's still like like if he put like the S on like the 3-4-5, right?
Tetris. He quickly became Tetris ready. He just
Yeah. I can see it, but like I wouldn't. Maybe, and again, my mobility on DAS is like kind of ass, but like I don't think I would have done that. But maybe it's because he saw it and that's why he wanted to do that. But I wouldn't do that. I think still like S on, is that 7-8? No, this is 7-8. Yeah, 6-7, and then T made up the 4-5. Thank God. But like that are just right well, or not right well, like right J90 kind of thing. This is tough. This was again under pressure. I don't blame like misdrops really happening on this level. Like you're in the finals, it is fucked. But like, yeah, that's tough. That's tough to watch.
Needed the long bar.
Where's
It's
the
gonna
long
be
bar?
dramatic no
Where's
matter
the long
what.
bar? There's no long bar.
Oh hey, there it is.
25-piece drought at the end there to rob Jonas of game number 2. Jonas now has
Down
to win
2 games,
3 in a row.
Now people are like, hold on, this 16-year-old, he can actually do it. He can beat the 7-time world champ.
Is Joseph actually going to win this? He's now up 2-0 versus the world champ. Not only does he have a shot, now he's like in the driver's seat. All he needs is one more game.
The thing is, it's not like Jonas was playing badly. He'd done fine in the first game and had flat out played great in the second game. It's just that Joseph was playing the best Tetris of his life in the most important games of his life.
And honestly, that's what'll get you, right? Like once you're just playing well, it is like really hard to slow that momentum. And I do wonder what Joseph was feeling in this moment, right? Like I did wonder if he was just kind of like in the moment of like, you know, was he kind of getting in his own head or anything like that, or is it more just like this is crazy, I'm playing like so well, like, you know, and then just kind of like relaxing as like the tournament went on. I remember I know I talked to him about like how like people telling him to not like look over as much, right? People telling him to not screen look as much because you're going to get nervous doing that, right? And just kind of focus more on your own game, not necessarily just on your own game, but just like more, right? Like you don't need to look over at every moment to see if your opponent's like, you know, gonna, you know, bustle over, right? But this must have been like a great feeling to have. It's a once in a lifetime feeling. Once in a generation feeling, even. Like it is awesome. Look at my opponent's board and only my opponent's board. Yeah, only your opponent's board. Don't look at your...
It's hard to believe that he was actually pulling this off.
Don't look at
And
your
the
own
big
board
reason
at all.
why,
Never.
Hyper-tap.
You don't have your own game to play.
It gave him a serious advantage over
Just make your
Dax.
opponent feel
Through these first 2 games,
uncomfortable.
Joseph managed to get out of situations that would have been trouble for Jonas. But there was one problem for Joseph. History wasn't on his side. In 2013, Jonas was actually in this exact same position. He was down 2-0 to Harry Hong in the finals. It looked like it was the year he'd finally lose. Instead, he
was what?
Exact same position. He was down 2-0 to Harry Hong in the finals. It looked like it was the year he'd finally lose. Instead, he rattled off 3 straight wins to pull off a come-from-behind...
What? Wait, am I reading this right? He only got 1. Why are people telling me I tapped out? I might not be hearing them correctly. Shrug. This is a... Wait, were the games just... Wait, were they just not, like, recorded well on the VCR thing that they got? Or I'm like, wait, hold on. Oh, are these seeds? Oh, these are seeds. These aren't scores, dude. Oh my god. The little, like, 0 on, okay. My bad. Wait, okay. Alright.
reverse sweep. Now, here we were 5 years later.
Those are seeds.
Jonas was down 2-0 again with his back against the wall. Joseph knew that getting a 3rd win wouldn't be easy, because Jonas was going to come out fighting. The strategy of let Joseph beat himself wasn't working. He needed to change things up. So, as Game 3 started, Jonas committed to pouring on the aggression. This time, he wanted to get out to a lead and force Joseph to play from behind.
Jonas needs
playing
that
high.
long piece,
Boom,
yeah.
Tetris for
And
Jonas.
he's gonna get another one. Boom, Tetris for Jonas.
And in game 3, Jonas put on like the game of his life. He was playing so good. He knew he had to play the absolute best of his ability in order to take out Joseph.
Joseph was really pushing him to play higher, and you could see it. He's stacking on top on 19, going for like 7 high Tetrises.
Set up some uncomfortable situations for himself right now.
His choices were sharp. Any mistakes that he made, he was able to rectify them really quickly.
Alright, finally gets to that center hole right there. That's
Boom,
the
Tetris
important
for
part.
Jonas.
Jonas was playing his greatest tournament
This
game
is good.
ever. His aggressive strategy was working.
I don't know if I'd be able to play this like under this pressure, right? I've had these DAS games like on my own time, and I've rarely had games in DAS that like get this good. Like I've had a couple DAS maxes in comp, but like they're, you know, few and far between, right? So it's trying to do like a good pace on command here. It's like, whew, but.
He opened up a lead of over 100,000 against Joseph and maintained it. And then, on level 20, Joseph misdropped.
Good.
For a DAS player, this might be game over.
Yeah.
For Joseph, it was a chance to show off his hyper tapping.
That would be death for. That would be near death for Das. Good pieces though.
Tetris for Joseph.
Throughout the higher speed, Jonas and Joseph.
Ask if 488. Okay, is a good score. That's a good score. Or by what level? by what line count?
Traded Tetrises. They were both on fire. Jonas was confident he could win this game, but Joseph was keeping up. Even without hyper tapping, Jonas's stacking ability and knowledge let him stay ahead. By level 20,
I'd say 40. I'd say 488 at like 27 is like, okay, what are we doing? But you can see the issues I have when people ask that on Reddit. Oh, yeah. No, that's fair. I don't venture on this subreddit too much. I definitely follow it, but like I'm on there sometimes, but I don't like actively monitor it anymore. But I think I've seen those kinds of posts, which is funny.
6, he was in front by 80,000. He was about a minute away from reaching the kill screen and winning this game. But then, he started misdropping.
This is...
He was in front by 80,000. He was about a minute away from reaching the kill screen and winning this game.
No. T uncomfortable left. That's an uncomfortable left. Even if like you can burn that away later, it's like Oh, it's the wily. Right now it's full of vibe code. Dude, I've seen I've seen the vibe coded stacker shit. I don't comment on it or anything, but like every time I'm on like my homepage on Reddit, I do see them. And I'm like, what are we doing? I don't know about this. You're doing that shit? I don't know, bro. Maybe a little bit. But like you can definitely see the progression of stacking over. Yeah, definitely. Oh my god. But like I dead drop the T because like that and I think this is from Jonas himself. He said like that the little divot on the left side here, he doesn't like this. You have a double L. No, you don't burn, but you don't throw this T left or anything. I dead drop and then I'd throw the J left, right?
But then
oh, what the freak? Oh, that was the next piece.
Minute away from reaching the kill screen and winning this game.
Good dead drop.
Then
I probably still like not dead drop. It's like 1 or 2 left, and then throwing the J over.
Started misdropping.
So there's a little bit of cleanup.
Okay.
Winning this game. But then...
Because it's like... Because once this starts happening, it's like kind of weird. Jay would have Mindas?
It's about a minute away from reaching the kill screen and winning this game. But he was about a minute away from reaching the kill screen and winning this game.
Because can I like... Because I don't know if I can like draw on the screen. Like if I... Or can y'all see my mouse? When this is... Oh, why is the fucking video like that? Oh. That shouldn't have that filter on. Let me turn that off. Dead dropping... Wait. My bad. Oops. Wait. Oh, what did I do? Okay. There we go. Yeah, capture cursor. Well, it's the the Z is after, right? And so T 567 Z 45 and then flat J 123. Because I think you charge DAS after tapping. So you tap the Z left, and then, or no, you tap the Z. Wait, what do you call it when you like just like you press down on the Z piece like late? Like you press on the Z late, so it does tap over. But then, like, it charges into the J after, right? Because I think that's... Yeah, then, yeah, okay, well, that's how... Well, this is the difference between a DAS 1.1 or a DAS 1.25... 1.7? Wait, I don't know how far. 1.29? I feel like you have like a high 1.2 DAS, but I don't think I have 1.3. I can't remember. C74, yeah. So I'm like, wait. I will, man. That's the difference between my 19 and your 19, man. Because I'm like, I think I can. I don't feel comfortable putting that T over there. Pause buffer. Out in the middle. Where does the Z go? You have the T like in 5, 6, 7 here. You have the Z on top, and then J1, 2 after that. Like if or if we wanted, right, like if you didn't know where the J was coming, I wouldn't. I think I'd put it 3, 4, 5, and then 5, 6, 7 there, right? And then J can just get on top of there, right? That. I'd rather hope for FL, flat L. That it's tough. It's tough. Actually, I think T345 is better. I don't see T123 being top there. What if L was used to burn instead? If you just wanted to burn, I'd probably just burn the T. Like if I would just burn the, I would just burn the T in this instance anyways. But I don't think I'd recommend that in this instance. Like you're just gonna, cause like the Z would just have to go on top, and that just makes a higher right than needed. I think you can burn the L placed before? Okay, wait.
He was about a minute away from
set up,
reaching the kill screen and winning this game.
You know?
80,000. He was about a minute away from reaching the kill screen and winning this.
I wouldn't burn this. No, I wouldn't burn this, but I would do 1-2. Yeah, no, I would do 1-2 here. Because this is now really flat. This is a really flat board. Where... No need to... What? What is that word? No need to... Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think what's tough is that, like, I wouldn't know... I think I think with the T, it's like, wait, what do you do here? Because if you did do 1-2... I think 1-2 is default, though. 1-2 is definitely default. I think he did this because of the T. Right? Because if you do 1-2, it's like, the T is, I think you're forced to burn. I would burn. I think, like, adjusting for, like, a square after the T, which doesn't come, but, like, if there was a square after the T, then I would do 5, 6, 7 for the T. But, like, I think burning with the T is fine, and then, like, after the L1-2. That's, again, tough in the moment, but, like, because, like, I don't disagree, like, hardcore with this flat. It is tougher, though. Like, you're asking for a couple burns somewhere here. Stack GPT. Uh-oh. I want to see this. Hold on. What? Because now you have column 9 having a weird thing. So what what Ferox sent me, it was so you don't flat the L like this, you flat it the other way, right? So, like, maybe you have like another L on the right, not J, like a flat J on the right to burn off. But no, because the T is next, you just flat the T and burn it. You go for the burn. There's no way, bro. There's no way, dude.
Game. But then he started misdropping.
That I think there was a little bit of a lost gas moment here, though. I can see it.
He started.
I wouldn't do that T-burn. An IQ? Question mark. This is why I'm still 50k short of a max, by the way. Oh, I don't know. You'll get there. This T-burn sucks. Where was the previous piece?
From reaching the kill screen and winning this game. But then he...
Yeah. My stupid ass would have gone L or J, like 6, 7, 8, but no, no, not like going left instead, but I would do the deeper burn. I would do the deeper burn of 9-0. Because even if I T is 10 left, oh, that's definitely not possible. You burn with T pointing up on the Kappa. I would point the T left, and then you have like the what do you call it? Because you have the one line left, right? Because you burn these two lines away, and then you're only ending up with like the square on here, or like a Mino here, which you can burn away. And I think does that get you down for the left side for this Z piece? Because wait, 1, 2, 8, 10. Oh, that's 8. I mean, at least still I can throw. He's not doing 8 left. No, he's not. But like yeah, so it's still like the Z on top, right? I think with roll I'd do it. I'd do that. No, with roll I just throw the T left. with roll I just throw the T left and just don't have to worry about it.
Started misdropping.
Oh, there's a little bit of cleanup.
Oof.
Oh boy.
Jonas knew his game.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this music? That's funny.
It was about to end. In desperation, he threw a long bar to the right to get one more Tetris. Jonas had done all he could. He'd played an amazing game, and it was out of his hands.
Yeah, no, you're cooked.
Now, if Joseph could score another 109,000 before topping out, then he'd become the new
This
world
music's
champion.
so funny.
All Jonas could do was sit there and watch.
He has to count on Joseph, but Joseph, he's been able to do it before. He's made it to level 32. It's all up to this right now.
Jonas staying alive and making
Let me watch the game, bro! Jesus, these camera cuts. It's funny.
The pressure is on the kid right now.
Let me see the game! Jesus.
Always going for the
He
Tetris.
held out. Boom. Tetris for Joseph. Can he do it? One and change. One and change. And a long bar. Is it going to come? Where is it?
I know why he's doing this. It's so funny, but just let me see the game, bro. Let me see it. God damn it.
Okay, that's perfect. It's set up now. He's still waiting.
I think we've cleared fair use, bro.
17-piece trap. There's the long bar. There it is.
Tetris for Joseph. And we have a new Tetris World Champion. 16-year-old Joseph Saley has done it.
He
Oh my
is
goodness.
your new classic Tetris World Champion, taking it away from 7-time champion Jonas Neubauer, the young kid on the block. He has done it.
Your 2018 Classic Tetris World
Oh yeah, no, there's yeah, because I think he's been doing that like the entire time. It's just like
Champion.
I want to see the board. I want to see the... Hey, that's how you keep retention on the shorts, man. You gotta put more attention on the board, Kappa.
Is Joseph Saley.
Play the game in your head. Play the game in your head. Yeah.
It's absolutely a dream. I came into this tournament just to qualify. I didn't...
Would you like a second? Take a second. Go hug your sister who's off camera right there.
If Joseph can't speak for himself, I'm going to say that the kid played with pure heart, the most clutch Tetris that we've seen from anyone. He just really had the ability, had the natural ability, and let it shine as bright as he could in his first tournament. I can't say anything that you guys...
I've seen the match. No, I've seen the match. I saw it after Trey Harrison, like that Trey Harrison Tetris Effect video. And that's how I got in. Like both of those videos got me in. More the Trey Harrison ones. And then I saw the Joseph one later. But I don't think I saw like the full, like I kind of like I think I was like a skimmer, right? Like I just kind of like I wasn't like locked in or anything, but I was like, oh, this is cool. I remember I remember going through my YouTube history at some point, like a year or two ago, just to settle the question of like, when did I actually watch this video? And I watched both of them around March 2019. That's when I got, because I know I played. That's the thing. I remember playing the online emulator of Nestris during my like digital art class, which would have been junior year, and I took that from 2018 to 2019. So it would have been during like that latter half of the year where I started playing, because I wouldn't have known about it during the first half, like before Christmas. So it makes sense. I didn't think it was that late into the year, but like it makes sense that because I remember like my desk was kind of like away from where the teacher's desk is. Not like physically, but like I was turned away. But I was like basically like not even like 20 feet away from the teacher's desk, right? So whenever we did have free time, I would boot up the emulator on our little they weren't even like Chromebooks. I think they were like straight up like little HP laptops, like little ones. And we when I would play it, my back would be turned towards the teacher, but the screen would obviously still be visible by the teacher at this point. And so I would play it, not during like any like, again, not during any like actual like class time, but it was during like one of those downtimes where like I did my thing. I did my work, so I'll pull this up. I would have said something about playing while in class. I remember playing Nestris on an emulator during several online lectures. I played Nestris during a lecture. No. Yes? A couple. I played Nestris in a couple of like physical lectures, like front row, in a little window next to my notes. But like I played it, and then here's funny. Here's what's funny too. During one of my sociology, not even one, like most of my sociology lectures with like my professor, who was basically one of those professors that kind of just had their PowerPoint and just stuck to the front of the class, and then like didn't like really walk around to like do too much, like even like during like written tests or anything like that. He would just kind of like stay near the front. He didn't like walk around to do anything. But like during his lectures, he would like usually stay up in the front, and I would have his PowerPoint pulled up on my laptop. I would play like a round of TL of Tetra League, and then once the game was done, I would go back and like go through the PowerPoint and say, all right, which one did I actually like, did I like go through, and what point did I miss? All right, there, good, okay, normal shit. And then I went back and played like another like another TL game. I would have played Nestris while taking a test back in 2020. Oh my god, that's funny. That's crazy. No, I would be doing shit. I would have done shit. Probably not back then, but I was doing shit even before then. Because I also remember playing JStris with other classmates and stuff. And like that was when it was like that was when Tetris was like actually in my life. I think beforehand it was like a little bit of Tetris Friends. And I can't remember if I was introduced to that in like middle school or like early high school or anything. But I remember playing it. I don't remember if I played with friends though. I remember the JStris though, because a lot of it would be during like physics class or something, and like we would be done with our lessons, and like we would be waiting for the period to be over. We would have like those computers in the back of the classroom. We would get on them, and like we would all get in on a lobby, and start playing, right? And I wasn't that good back then, I think. from what I remember. But that was like one of the key points for me to get in the game. Mass discussion class in college. www.tetris.com. I don't care what people say. I feel like, you know, am I wrong to say, like, I feel like the Tetris.com thing, you know, outlet it's like the most inoffensive place to play Tetris, you know. I don't think up should be a rotation button though, but that's just me. Or at least, like, man, it makes me feel really weird whenever I see triple flippers in the wild, man. Like, and I'm sitting there like, you're so close to greatness. It's just stop, just rotate the other way, and you'll get that S spin in, bro. Like I promise you that S spin will work if you don't just press the clockwise button. Oh yeah, I think like this website itself, like as a general thing, is just full of shit, dude. Oh my god.
Guys aren't thinking right now, but what an exceptional performance, and truly an honor to pass the torch to the new generation of Tetris players. So good game, Joseph.
Never rotate. Always flat.
So much can be said about the 2018 Classic Tetris World Championship.
No-ro.
It had a remarkable jump in scores. It proved the superiority of hyper-tapping. It marked the shift from the old to the new generation. But perhaps beyond all that, it firmly established Jonas Neubauer's legacy. Not only one of the best Tetris players of all time, but one of the best people the community has ever seen. And his impact will live on forever.
Rest in peace, man. We love you, Jonas. Never got to meet you, Nora. I want to say I don't think I ever chatted in this chat yet, but I know I was watching Joseph's live stream when it was officially announced. And I don't know, I don't want to call out Sharky lurking or anything, but I remember whenever we talked about it, we didn't know each other back then, but it was more like, you know, after the fact, right? I was always curious. Joseph and Sharky were the first, like, youngins to, like, know about his passing, and they had to keep quiet for about a week until it was, like, officially announced. And you know, seeing the effect of what this was to Joseph, like, it was so wild. It was so crazy. I don't think I really got to see 2020 live. I didn't know, I wasn't on Twitch yet. I think, like, once 2020, well, I want to say I think once 2020, CTWC 2020 happened, like, I had to get on Twitch, like, just in general. So I watched Joseph. He was one of my first, like, accounts I followed. I want to say I had an account. I just didn't do too much until the Tetris scene, right? So I think Joseph was one of my first followers, but, like, I had a couple follows already after that, though I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't have really that many follows anyways. So I followed Joseph, I followed CTWC, I followed CTM, and then, you know, 2021 goes by. I remember watching no, I don't know. I still didn't watch 2021 live. This was, like, you know, again, firm, like, pandemic era stuff where I think I was still busy with, like, community college. So I didn't really, like, have I didn't have a streaming life. Like I wasn't like a streamer yet. Like that wasn't like really in my plan until really like I saw like kind of like the growth of VTubers back then, right? Like late 2021 when Niji Sanji was still like one of like the bigger, I mean it's still a big name in the VTubing space, but whenever like they unveiled their male wave, like it kind of like opened the door of like, no, like you can still succeed as a guy in these VTubing spaces, because a lot of the times you're gonna mostly find women characters and stuff, you know, similar to idols, to the idol industry. So whenever the male wave from Niji Sanji came out, that was when I was like, okay, we're streaming now. I have to stream. And so for like a few months during early 2022, I started getting into mostly just streaming Tetris by myself. I didn't necessarily get into this scene really. Like I remember this is one of the big things I remember actually from back then. I wanted to have a max before I joined, right? So I spent a lot of time like just both streaming by myself and recording by myself. I was still on emulator. I still was on my laptop, not this laptop, but like a previous laptop. I was still playing on that, playing on my Xbox controller, playing on Tetris Effect, playing on because I think Connected came out like a year or so, a couple years after Tetris Effect itself came out. So I was playing Classic Score Attack for like a while. And then during one of these streams, like Ninja came by. I was like, hey, there might be a thing near you. I was like, all right, I can try to go. And then I went, and then it all went downhill from there. But this was such a glorious time in Tetris history, I think. 2018 until like 2021, that was a wild time that I didn't necessarily unfortunately didn't have the ability to get into just then. That was on me. Like, or the latter half was mostly on me. Before then, it wasn't like, because I didn't know. I remember not knowing where the community was. I didn't know like if the space was public, right? I like the Discord space was public there, but I knew that there was a community. I just didn't know how to get in. Slash, I was scared of getting in. Before then, though, like before 2020, I definitely did not know where this was happening. I did not know if this was like a full-on like thing you can find. And then everyone doing anything. Yeah, exactly. This time, you know, it is weird. It is so tough. Like I think a few of us sometimes feel like there's like writing on the wall. Because I feel like once CTWC falls, it's like it's kind of over. Like there's you don't really get a legacy after that unless like it's like advertised as like, no, we're moving on to this thing, you know. It's always scary in the present whenever you're wanting to think about the future of the scene. I think back then we not 2021 but definitely like 2023 24, it felt rickety. It kind of still feels rickety now, but like even during the Scooty crash and everything, like it still felt rickety in a way. Like I remember feeling like I don't know how long this is gonna last, right? Doomerism, yeah. It wasn't crazy, but like it was definitely enough to be like, this is, you know, it's gonna be weird. But again, then Scooty crash happened and you have the bump, but it was never, I think I even felt it then too. I don't think this was gonna be that. Like that was never gonna be as big as 2018. The crash grind reinvigorated people, but I don't know if it invigorated people to join. It invigorated people to watch, definitely, and it definitely concentrated among the bigger Tetris players. But in my eyes, it did not influence, in my opinion, as many people. Yeah, COVID was just a perfect storm. So I guess in that sense, yeah, there was never gonna be that much influx from a Tetris event specifically, because I also don't know if the pandemic weren't to happen, right? Would 2019, would 2020 be those big years for people anyways, right? So now we're trying to, now we're trying to grow organically, past the pandemic. Like we're trying to grow past like these bigger viral events that like people find out about and then like kind of move off of the thing. We're still trying to be like, or if anything, just have like a steady presence, right? Uh-oh. Ooh. That's crunchy. I don't know. This was fun. This was a good video. This is definitely a good recap. Not too many notes or anything. Well, again, he had the team. He had the team to what do you call it? Converse with, right? Let's go back to the credits here, right? He put them like straight. Where are you? Nope. That's where the freak. There you go. Ska, Fractal, Vince, Green Tea, Kataru, Sharky, Ben Mullen, Harry Hong, W Help. These were the guys to talk about this stuff. It's really cool to see a lot of the older guys get on, right? You had Mullen and, well, I think actually, well, Harry I don't think had a featured interview here, right? But hopefully he had like help from Harry, like in regards to like the dynamic. That, or I just did not remember him talking at all. It was mostly Fractal and Vince talking about this, but a lot of people, as everyone was online and considered with actually everyone. CTM didn't move back to monthly Tetris yet. I didn't know they moved. I didn't know they like, I knew there was a partnership. I didn't know like they actually moved over to classic Tetris, which now I will say, I guess it does make sense because I remember seeing like older matches for CTM being posted on C2WC. I wasn't subscribed or anything, but like I remember scrolling back in those older videos and seeing those matches like existing, but yeah, getting back to like the physical space was always going to be tough. Like I think I will say like it just kind of gets better year over year, you know. As long as it's a consistent like appearance year after year, you just kind of like, people can plan around that, and people can come out certain years, people can't other years. It's fine, but the main players that need to come out, I think, do often go because of the good prize pool for the top players. I don't know about like the top 16, top 32 type winnings, but they're definitely, C2WC is definitely. Oh wow. I forgot that PDP was still that old. Dude, I wanted to be picked. I really wanted to be picked for Peace Dependency podcast. But seeing as how he like had to close it down after like last year, man. It is tough. It is tough. Cause man, bro. I think I would have given a good I would have given a good episode. Oh, I have this on. Goodbye. I don't need the mic image anymore. On Adam talking about why you won't play in CTD. Like Cornelius? Damn. I'm sure there is a lot of lore in the older PvP podcast, but it's like I think after a while it's like I don't know if I think for historical purposes it's fine, right, to have those, to listen to those older episodes, but it's like I think for me I'm just not interested in some of those anymore. Because it's like we're so far. Even if when I joined and I would have listened to them, like I feel like I felt a little removed from most of those episodes. I think if it kept like going and having like those reoccurring guests to talk about stuff, then I would have been like, okay, this is cool. Oh, Adam MTS. Okay, that's funny. That's really funny. Like, okay. God. I think like a bi-weekly podcast would be really cool. But I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I'd probably know how to do it, but I wouldn't do it. Anyway, that was a good video. I mean, I had no doubts that Summoning Assault was going to be like really good with this. He has the team to build up the story. It is just a good. It was just a good moment, you know, that I don't know if we'll ever have again, but last one was Scouts after 20. Yeah, I think I remember listening to that one too. I think I whenever like Tyler would like drive out to like visit me, I know he would sometimes put on the podcast, right? To like listen to some of that stuff, because I know he's like a very old fan, whereas I'm just kind of like around until like, you know, quote unquote recently. Yeah, no, I didn't, yeah, no, I'm probably not gonna stream too much after this, though. This was fun. Good time watching this. There wasn't too much research to be had with this kind of video. Like, a lot of it is really just, okay, what were the feelings versus, like, because, like, you can just watch the matches and, like, have a good, like, narrative already, right? Like, throughout the tournament. Versus, like, all right, we need to dive into the deep player history. It's like there are certain things you need to know, like in terms of like specifically like Jonas's dominance, but like and like some of the other players is like higher like skill level, but it's like it's not imperative that like we needed like the stats lined or anything like that. But yeah, this was really nice. I unfortunately, again, like I guess if I was like around to really like see like throughout this kind of era, right? Like I think Sharky would know a lot more. Or I mean, obviously he's in the video, but it was, if I was around, I would probably had a more like emotional reaction and having a more clearer reaction, other than like I was basically only on the outside during any of this, which I mean a lot of us were, but like it was definitely like I feel like I would have definitely had more advantages being in the scene during this time to really say anything about this versus like I just know everyone that's in the video. I've talked with Green Tea, talked with Scout, like I talked with Fractal a whole lot now. Sharky a whole bunch, obviously. What's so again, I think with Green Tea too, right? Again, such a privilege to play him. Didn't think I would even make it that far. I hopefully I can put up a better fight next time, but it was a not about once in a lifetime, but just definitely like one of those experiences where you definitely take for granted in a way. And you just kind of like cherish later on. Anyway, it's been 3.5 hours to a 3.5 hour long reaction to a hour long, not even an hour long video, and I think we're gonna probably rate out here. Who's a cool? Oh, is Enska still fucking playing? He's still trying to go for it. Holy shit. Who wants to see golf, guys? Who wants to see Super Battle Golf? That's a fun game. I'm gonna watch. I'm just gonna watch because Enska is trying to get a world record. Or do they have the record right now? I think like very close, right? I haven't checked the leaderboards in a while, but WWW video, very fun video, or at least that is like the quality standard of summoning salt. I do wonder how many projects that he just kind of like has backed up and stuff. It was really cool seeing him that one time in Jonas Cup 2024, right? 2024. I remember seeing him. We didn't like say hi or anything, but or did we? Maybe we said hi. I can't remember. But it's really cool seeing him. I think he said hi to Scout. He said hi to Scout and then went into anonymity after that. But then he face revealed like I think a few months later, and I was like awesome. So still really cool that happened. So Salt and the community are definitely like they're definitely a thing. There's no shot he just ended. There's no shot he ended. There's no shot he ended. No, that's just my feed. Thank God. Okay, he's still going. Good luck with golf.